because why would it be? Why wouldn't it reset? You know, like, why wouldn't it reset? I mean, it's just like, duh. Like, of course it would reset. Duh. Okay, well, at least that one's working this time, and at least I noticed it this time before we got 45 minutes into the podcast, and it sounded like I was just fucking talking to myself the whole time. Or like the other time where we got 25 minutes into the podcast, and no audio was playing, so that was great.
Good old Windows.
Well, speaking of good old Windows, I hope whoever fucking programmed Windows RAM management for Windows 10 a very happy chronic gonorrhea.
Yeah, it's pretty awful.
Because my fucking, like, I have a fucking program running now that just constantly deletes the standby memory. Because of programs like Chrome, and I tried it, I tried Opera, I tried fucking Firefox, they still have the memory leak issue, they still haven't fixed that. Programs like Chromium, just constantly asking for more memory to handle shit, and so the Windows just assigns all of it, all the time. And then it's like, oh no, we gotta use the page file now. It's like, no you fucking don't. Just use your goddamn RAM that you put on standby for Chrome.
Yeah, but they're not going to do that.
No. That would be competent.
Exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't have any too many good tech stories. I was considering spending like the first 20 minutes of this podcast just making fun of Sign, as I go take the political compass and put the normie sphere over it to cover the entire political compass but the edges.
I'm sorry, I need you to repeat that. I need to make sure I heard that.
Yeah, so I showed off Asmongold's political compass, which is a -5/-5. So he's pretty libertarian left. And a fucking Sign over here is like, yeah, that's pretty normie. I'm like, Sign, that is not fucking normie.
Again, my point being the Overton window has shifted so far to the left that that is now the normie. You got an echo on your side, by the way.
I got an echo on my side?
Well, your mic is picking up your speakers.
What do you mean it's picking up my speakers?
When I talk,
Sneaky
I hear
doesn't
myself through your mic.
Sneaky doesn't use speakers.
Yeah, I don't use
Oh,
speakers.
When I talk, I hear myself through your mic.
No, here's the thing. I was hearing the echo too. I figured it was just your mic being shitty again. But now it just magically cut out now that it's been called out.
Well, it was
Weird.
so, well, if I'm like speaking and you guys talk, does it still make the noise for you? Like blah blah
Nope.
blah blah. No, it's not echoing anymore. No.
No,
Okay.
it's like the moment Sign drew attention to it, it just oh, nope.
See,
Now I
there
can hear it for me. I think OBS might be acting up a bit.
Yeah, it's backfeeding into something he's got there.
Literally impossible. I literally have it set
And
to
yet-
filter.
And yet,
Late, I was busy praying that God would cut Sneaky's power and save us all, but
No,
like-
I'm hearing the echo. Like, are you hearing the echo when I talk, or is it just when other people talk, suddenly you hear it?
when other people talk.
is this on stream or here from Sneaky?
Here.
I'm not
I
hearing an
look at the
echo.
stream, I'm not listening to it.
I
It's
just-
intermittent.
I just boosted Sneaky to
random.
200.
It's very random.
Yeah, I'm literally not seeing any sort of audio from you guys.
I have no idea. Then, like I say, we both hear it. It's intermittent. It's
all
random.
three
I-
people.
I
prior
am
to
I
that
am
showing up,
literally
hear
looking
it.
at the audio levels on my fucking audio software management panel, and it is not showing any audio playing except when I
Sneaky.
talk.
Sneaky, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Is it a Windows program?
It's the voice meter program you showed me, the VB audio software.
Okay, but if it's running on Windows, you can't trust it. You know this.
Well, I
Yep.
know that, except
Just
it's fucking.
assume
I
you can't
want to
trust
be clear
anything.
here. It is literally only Discord. If you go into the fucking chat and only listen to my streaming audio, you will hear no echo. It is literally only Discord because Discord fucking refuses to listen to me when I tell it what to use for an audio channel.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it was Discord.
Fucking piss corp over here. And yeah, fine, we'll drag you down. It's too much effort. I can't scroll while dragging. Fucking piss corp strikes again. Wow. Sign showing off how fucking boomer he is. Literal normie sphere.
Huh?
Yeah, you were in the middle of explaining that to me.
No, he just posted his political compass at me, and it's literally the normie sphere.
Apparently, this thing puts me in the fucking middle.
Yes.
Despite having
What? No, you didn't answer those questions, honestly.
Yeah.
Bro,
Yes,
you
I
don't
did.
sign. You don't understand. If I go take this political compass test, I am in the bottom right corner. Like, I have done it multiple times now. It's just like, you are an extremist.
I have no idea what's up with that.
Fucking, let me go see if we got a record of it on our other Discord server. Let's see here.
I'm sure we have it somewhere.
I'm sure it's in some PM with one of us or over in the private server.
It exists somewhere.
Might
Fuck
have to
if
go
we can
all-
find it though.
Might have to go track down the old Skype accounts. I don't know.
Whoa! Those are the dark days.
I know we've made
That's extremely
posts
cursed.
before.
No, wait,
no,
no. There was one really funny thing that came out of those days. A certain individual's 2.5-hour unhinged rant about how it wasn't gay to suck a dick.
Oh, that was Rob, yeah.
That's gay.
I was
Yeah, it was
trying not
pretty
to
gay.
say his real name on stream, but
He doesn't
His
care.
name's been said on stream multiple times, and he doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
oh, never mind then. Yeah.
He's on record saying he doesn't give a shit.
Very well then.
We've
Did he
posted
say this
political
was under-
compasses multiple times, but I can't find a single fucking instance of them.
I know we've posted it. We've all posted it at some point. I ended up. Let's be clear. Nowhere near Sneaky, but leaning right.
Okay, so Arn posted his political compass. I'm obviously going to follow up with my political compass at some point. Shit, no, that was just the 8 values one. Okay, come on, where am I? Come on. We got some people posting political compasses, I have to respond. All I did was the 8 values test that time? So, well, the 8 values test put me at work order fatherland. So that one was funny.
I'm sorry, the what test? The 8 values?
Yeah.
Huh.
Wait, no, sorry, that was Arn's. Where the fuck is mine? Oh, here's mine. Ha ha! The fatherland work family! Even better! Oh, yeah, sure, fuck it, I'll put this on stream.
Oh yeah, that's definitely not gonna be any.
No,
sort of
it won't
career
backfire on me at all, don't worry about it.
I mean, I guess it can't be career.
This
suicide
should
when
be
there's that much of a career.
completely unsurprising to anyone. I'm an extreme
Yes.
essentialist. I'm conservative, extremely nationalist, extremely capitalist, extremely laissez-faire, extremely productivism. The factory must grow, and I'm extremely revolutionary.
Who would have guessed?
No one
You're on the
saw
list.
any of that
Truly.
coming.
Unforeseen possibilities here, ladies and gentlemen.
Not the sneaky I know.
Yeah, who could have seen that one coming?
Oh, that's a new question. I don't remember ever being on the political compass test before.
What's that?
The enemy of my enemy is my friend, which, by the way, that is
Oh,
a
that's
strong
an old
disagree.
question.
I don't remember ever seeing it on the times I've taken the test. I probably disagreed with it because it's like, listen, if my enemy hates them, I'll probably hate them too.
Here's the problem. Here's the issue. My problem with that question is incredibly context dependent.
I look at it this way. Presumably, the enemy of my enemy is willing to backstab my enemy.
The
Which means
enemy
they're
of my
just
enemy
likely
is
to
just my enemy
backstab
for later.
me.
My
pretty
enemy
much, yeah.
is my enemy's enemy.
He's number 2 in the queue.
Yeah.
Listen, the enemy of my enemy is convenient for the next 10 minutes.
All right.
Yes.
Since
If
I
that.
can't seem to find it, let's just breeze through this real quick because this is actually irritating me.
Go for it.
Let's
By the way,
go.
I can't find mine either. So I don't know where they disappeared to. They've gone into the ether, sneaky.
Here's the one I'm currently using. It's probably not the newest one. So we'll see. I'll post the link to that here. Oh yeah, the political compass test. Okay, yeah, I already posted that one. Yep. If economic globalization is inevitable, it should serve humanity instead of transnational corporations.
That's a false presumption that it is inevitable.
Well,
It's not.
If it is inevitable,
If it says if
I know that's my hang up for the question.
No, okay, but
sign
sign.
if it is a okay,
I know it's
you're not allowed near these tests.
I
I know
agree.
it's a hypothetical.
I think these might be a little bit too nuanced for you. I think you need to just step away from the stream for the next
Yeah.
10 minutes.
Damn.
Bro just got
Strongly
fucking
disagree.
shut down.
Agree. Strongly disagree.
Also, here's the thing. I'm not sure how you think, given the technology we possess,
Fuck
that
international law.
Yes.
he's not wrong. But like at some point,
Don't
because of the
clip
way the
that.
current monetary systems are
Oh,
distributed,
Someone clip
clip.
that.
You know it's getting clipped.
of course it's getting clipped. It's
that.
going to move
That
closer and
immediately.
closer to a singular currency and a singular government.
Oh, and absolutely, they're
I
trying
get
to.
that,
They're
but
trying
don't get-
very hard to.
Okay, who dragged tension in here?
Don't worry, he's
Who
muted.
was it?
Tension keeps his ass muted. He's one of the least objectionable people in here.
Truth. People divided more by class than nationality. I'm
No.
gonna say no. No, honestly,
I'm
no.
gonna say yes.
Well, if that was true, Atin, then the poor Mexicans wouldn't be flooding into the country to take jobs from the poor non-Mexicans.
Can
But-
I say real quick as just a quick third party here? I like that your answers are indicative of propaganda working either way.
Oh, exactly, right?
I mean, yeah, that's fair. It is absolutely two different sides of the same coin.
Controlling inflation is more important than unemployment? Abso-fucking-lutely.
Yes.
Yeah. Controlling unemployment
I don't
will
care if
lead...
people are unemployed. Learn a skill.
Wait, I'm sorry. Did you say controlling unemployment is more? Yeah, controlling unemployment is more important than controlling inflation because controlling unemployment will lead to decreasing inflation because more people have money.
Yeah, literal
Or
skill
more
issue.
people are.
Because
Oh, I see.
corporations cannot be trusted to voluntarily protect the environment, they require regulation. Well, yeah. I mean, not a strong
It's-
agree, but yes, if a corporation's main goal is to create value, then they're not going to be like, oh, well, maybe we shouldn't decimate this small town.
Having
Sure, this
They
is
will be more
appropriate
like,
open
hey, there's a
content
small
for
town we can
fanfiction.
decimate.
podcast.
I
by
mean,
the
hey,
way.
look, the political compass is basically fan fiction, okay?
I mean, he's not wrong there, but right, it's very easy to see how Walmart arrived to a small town and fucked that shit up.
Oh, it's very easy to see, especially because I've lived in several of them.
Yeah, that's become a personal thing with me. Like wherever I move, if there's a Walmart within 20 minutes of me, it's time to get the fuck out.
See, the problem here, the next question is from each to his ability according to his need. Sorry,
That
from
is
each
Little Communist
according to his
Manifesto.
ability to each according to his need. So basically, if you have the ability to play the guitar really well, you play the guitar really well, but then people give you food and shelter because you play the guitar really well. But it's like, I like the idea. Yes, obviously, people who are good at things should be producing them, but the part that the phrasing part of it is yeah, like you said, communism. It's they should just get it.
Literally.
They should be getting paid because of their ability, so they can then. This is the thing that communists don't get. Money isn't like this fucking mythical force. Money is quite literally.
Yes, it is.
I mean,
Well,
it's because they don't get that much of it. That's why.
mythical implies we don't understand it. We do understand money. Money is quite literally
fair.
an equation of value of labor to the work, to the value of that work. So me picking up the newspaper for you every day, maybe you'll give me a quarter because I'm a kid, and you're like, hey kid, thank you for getting my newspaper. That's not a valuable skill, so you don't get paid a lot, and you can't trade that labor of you picking up the newspaper for a lot later on, because you only got a fucking quarter for it, and you can go down to the store and buy a fourth of a single piece of gum. So, like...
The problem with the question is that they're inherently asking you if you agree with, specifically, the Communist Manifesto, not the ideology behind it.
No, the question is a fundamentally good idea. That's a specific phrasing.
And they feel that this is a fundamental part of the world, a truism. That is how they think.
I know. And that's why I'm saying that the political compass is effectively fan fiction. Because if you spend enough time understanding linguistics and phrasing, and you go to these political compass shit, you start to see where the person who made this is coming from. The person who made this is clearly heavily left-leaning because they created a question and phrased it like this.
Highly left-leaning.
The freer the market, the freer the people? Correct. No, it is. No, see, the thing is an extremely free market will always produce an extremely free people. However, what that will also produce is the incentive to make it an extremely not free market, which will then make the people not free anymore.
Fair.
So, thus, freedom became your shackles.
Yes, effectively.
Yes, but that's why I support, and I do want to be clear here before anybody starts.
He's a commie!
I support reasonable monopoly controls. Like, for instance...
Oh, no, I absolutely support shattering monopolies. 100% supports shattering monopolies. Fuck monopolies.
Everyone that doesn't support shattering a monopoly is either trying to make a monopoly
or a communist.
No,
yes.
the only way a monopoly... There's two ways monopolies can form. They can form through the help of the government, or they can form through the help of the shadow government, aka the mafia, or the equivalency of the mafia. Either they can bully you with real law, or they can... Well, I mean, that's what it is, though. Is either they bully you with real law, or they bully you with whatever they say is the law by sending people to go break your legs if you don't do what they say.
Not wrong.
Sometimes
He's not wrong.
You get a mix of both.
Yeah.
But
he's not wrong. Crazy, but not wrong.
There are some instances where a government-controlled monopoly would be okay if the alternative is a very shitty, whole bunch of very shitty private sector alternatives who just can't or won't fucking do it right, like we see in America with internet service.
Great example: current U.S. power grid.
Yes.
Power grid, internet service, anything to do with infrastructure, cable, you name it.
Oh, 100%. Vermont's internet structure got 1,000 times better when the state of Vermont bought it out and turned it into
Now,
a co-op.
to be clear, part of that is because when the state of Vermont went to redo and make its own internet, it told, and this is the other important part of it, it told all of the corporate interests to go suck a fat one. Not for the right reasons, but they didn't agree to any of the nonsense contracts.
Yeah, well, see, that's the problem is that Comcast, Bell, Verizon, all of these companies that got in bed with the government, and this is specifically where the monopolies came from, is they got in bed with the government, and they had the government pass laws about shit it didn't fucking understand. And so now everything within 5 feet of a cable being put down belongs to the company who put down the cable. The problem with such things is there's only so much room and places you can run a cable feasibly, which means that by Comcast putting down cables in certain areas, they physically prevent any other company from competing with them.
Yes.
Yep.
Right of way was a mistake.
And then, of course, the issue then comes from the fact that, I can't compete here, but I'll put my cables down in this place, and then ha, nobody can compete with me.
Exactly.
It's horrible.
And the thing is, though, it gets even stupider because the other direction of them not owning that land is also really stupid. Because the thing is that if everyone was capable of putting their own cables down, then we would just have a fucking shit show where the cables are being placed, constant internet's being cut, not even intentionally, because, some fucking retard's putting down the cable. I mean, look at what happens when someone puts down a new water line or some shit. Everything fucking breaks all the time, because some fucking retard at some point decides that they're just gonna put it down and eyeball it, and...
Oh no, it's not that they don't actually mark it. They have to call people to come out and mark it to dig. The problem is that the people they call are the ones who eyeball it. They don't actually refer to the documents.
There is multiple points in time where someone can just eyeball it and say, oh yeah, that's where you gotta dig. Whether that's the guy ignoring the inspectors, whether that's the inspectors, or whether that's the people who originally marked the lines where they were supposedly put down. There's a whole multiple tiers of people just fucking up and ruining things, and that's with already that section of land being owned by 1 or 2 companies. Imagine 30 fucking companies all trying to put their lines down. It would be horrible. So yes, in this instance, a singular entity owning everything is good. However, that entity can't be a corporation, because the corporation wants to earn money. They should not be earning money off of the ability to maintain a line. Now, offering a service, absolutely. Whether that service is deals, I don't know how this would work, because again, we got prevented from this ever working. No system we currently have can work like this. Like Vermont, well, you know what Vermont did? They put fucking high-grade coaxial and fiber down everywhere in the state that they could once they owned all the lines, and they charged you was it $20 or $30 or something like that for it, and it was just enough to keep everything running and maintain enough slush fund for replacements whenever someone broke something.
Can't have that.
Well, no, so the thing is that Vermont's entire state's population is the population of one town here in New Jersey. So, it's a little bit more difficult when you exponentially increase the number of people involved, because that increases the number of people that have to be involved in terms of employment, and now because it's a state function, now the unions have to get involved, and now it's like what's worse, Comcast or the fucking New Jersey workers unions?
I'm gonna say Comcast.
It's a real, bro, man. It is a hard choice, okay?
I get a hard choice. I'm from Illinois, okay? I'm from Illinois. I'm still gonna say Comcast. Actually, I'm gonna say Comcast, especially because I'm from Illinois.
Now,
By the will of God, Comcast shall be destroyed at one point or another.
indeed. And now I will say that Comcast was still a provider up in Vermont. Verizon was still a provider.
Provider
And-
is certainly a term you could use.
Well, they were renting the lines from the state, and like that's the other thing. The other reason why there's a lot of issues when it comes to internet is that when someone puts down a line, they own the line, and then they rent the line out. But you know, if they say, "Oh, well, our deal is you pay $90 of internet and you get all of these benefits," and then they charge the other guys $110 to rent the line from them, while the other guys, to make a profit, have to charge you $130 with even less services. So it's just kind of, or how they normally do it is they charge you basically the same amount, but they offer you way less service. And so you feel like you're getting a good deal, but in reality you're not. So it's a fucking clusterfuck. And then I was, because of my job, I actually spoke to the people who were in charge of the Vermont hub, and they were telling me about how they wanted to move the Vermont hub to a better building that has a better power supply and a better redundancy grid and isn't using electrical work from like the 1800s to maintain the building, and better fire safety. And they're like, we want to move to this way better building, but we're not allowed to because of federal regulations about the fulfillment involved with owning a hub that were specifically put in place by companies like Comcast to prevent people from opening up their own hubs. Yeah, it's a fucking clusterfuck. It's actually insane too how frustrating it was, because they showed me 3 floors of copper wiring and they're like, how many people do you think this serves? I'm like, I don't know, up to thousands. And they're like, no, 200.
Oh.
3 floors. They showed me coaxial. It was 1 floor, an entire server rack of 1 floor, and they're like, how many people do you think this serves? And I was like, I don't know, couple 100,000. They're like, no, this entire floor serves 100,000 people. I was like, okay. And then they show me the fiber floor. The entire fiber floor is fucking empty besides 2 servers on a single rack in the center of the room. They're like, how much do you think this serves? And I was like, I don't know, I'm fucked at this point. And they're like, 50,000 people per server.
Hebus.
My lord.
And they're like, we have to pay so little to maintain this fiber server. It pales in comparison to maintaining the copper wire and the coaxial. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ. And we're not allowed to force people off of the coaxial or copper wire because of, again, federal regulations. And it's just like, so we have to pay shit tons of extra money to maintain stuff. And that's the part of the other reason for federal regulations is they're not allowed to have a building that can't support copper wiring for power, for Ethernet and telephone line.
Why?
Yeah, because
To
we
keep
have
people from getting into it.
Yeah, to keep people from getting into it, because it has to be a building that is wired for copper cabling. Because telling someone who's on a copper cable that they have to switch to something that isn't from the 1700s is apparently a crime.
I'm about to commit some crimes, baby.
Well, okay, to be fair now, take my area for instance. All we've got here is copper cable. There is no alternative. No one will run the fiber up to my house. No one will run coax. No one will run anything.
But you have to keep in mind that Vermont owned all of the cabling in Vermont.
But did they go out into the rural areas and put down new line?
They saw no reason to. because the
That's
people
the problem.
Because they can't make them switch.
Yeah, because they can't make them switch. They did a poll. They actually went out to all of those places and said, "Hey, if we put down fiber, would you switch to fiber?" And they got told no. So they're like, "Okay, fuck it then."
Well, nobody gave us the option here, and
That's
they're not
because
willing
Louisiana
to pay
don't
the
own
money.
his own cables.
Also true.
Now, keep in mind, this deal that they bought the cables from Verizon and Comcast on almost bankrupted the state. Like, the state almost had to file for bankruptcy.
Worth it.
It was, because then they turned around and said, "Hey, Verizon and Comcast, if you want to keep your customers." Yeah, I support that. Nationalize it?
No.
Like I said, it worked out for Vermont. I don't know how it would work out for, like, New York.
I
New
do not
Jersey.
trust the government to ever do anything statewide.
Yeah, you
with
kind
this
of
kind of
need
bullshit.
you kind of need competent people to be
Y'all
involved in all
remember
of
the Bureau of Prohibition?
it. Yeah.
Y'all want 2.0 in that?
Ah, you mean poisoning the
I
alcohol?
swear
to kill
nothing
people
is
who
worse than
drink it.
Spectrum. That's fair. Spectrum is pretty fucking awful.
That's pretty true.
As someone who had to service people with Spectrum, it's pretty fucking awful.
That's pretty bad, yeah.
AT&T.
No,
Honestly,
No,
I have had
well,
less
not as bad.
problems with AT&T than I have with Spectrum. Spectrum is possibly my top one. Then there's some other one that's called, like, Windswept. They're always fucking offline. Comcast is right behind them. Verizon, Google, AT&T, pretty much I maybe once a month have to deal with a problem from them. And it's usually because some dipshit was cutting a line for fucking water line or power line or something and ended up chopping the cable. Canada providers are also shit. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm pretty sure the Canadian are the Canadian providers nationalized? I don't know. I don't know how Canada handled that one. Are the Canadians
didn't.
nationalized? You're not sure. Okay, that's fair enough. That is a pretty accurate answer with a lot of things going on in Canada.
I would assume they are.
It's a sad reflection on society that something as basic as drinking water can be branded. Fuck no.
Here's the
Land
thing.
shouldn't
I don't
be
have a problem
commodity.
with
No.
water being branded. My problem comes from companies that take more than their allocated amount of water rights and get away with it.
Oh yeah, Nestle's whole shit. Yeah, no, 100% agree. No, I mean but that's like, oh, I hate corruption. It's like, wow, so brave.
No, I know, but like, right, for instance, everyone
I sure hate
knows that. Everyone knows that.
Everyone will
For
just
example,
stand and clap down for Atin.
yeah, everyone will stand and clap, right? But like, for instance, everyone knows California has a water problem.
Yeah.
People don't know that a significant part of that water problem is, of course, due to mismanagement, unquestionably,
Oh, unquestionably, yeah.
but also a significant amount of corruption.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it's like, hey, that's the sort of, like, that's the unfortunate double-sided sword of regulation, is when you allow the government into things. You know.
Yeah.
They tend to fuck up what they don't shit on.
Yeah. Wow.
I
Tension
am
is
a
a
part of the
hyper
government.
normie. He is nearing normie king levels of normie.
What did he do?
He posted his
Oh.
wait, what the fuck?
All right, fine. I'll take this test. Fuck
Sign, did you delete? Oh no, you didn't delete it. You moved it. Okay. Alright. Here was Asmon's. Canadian internet is not nationalized. You guys missed out.
it. What the fuck is this question?
That's
I don't know,
Asmon's
loaded.
political contest.
What's the question, Nose? Like,
Our race has many
Oh,
superior
he-
qualities
he
compared
is
to other
way
with other
down
races.
there.
Yeah, he, like I said, Asmund is not inside the normie sphere, and Side over here was like, Asmund's in the normie sphere. I'm like, what the fuck are you smoking, bro?
Because
man.
Human
Nah, the
Overton
normie sphere
window.
is within like 2 grid marks of center, no matter what direction you're
Man
going. I
over
don't know
here
what
is
the hell
spitting
you're
more
wrong.
fan fiction than he's getting paid for.
Whew! Hey, that's not hard.
I
Oof.
don't know what this what is this supposed to mean? The human race versus animals?
Now,
You
here's
mean
a
white,
questionable
black,
one.
No,
etc.
no, it's a racism question.
Yes, it's a racism question.
Oh.
Now, land shouldn't be a commodity to be bought and sold. A hard disagree. I'm sorry, but if I show up, I say, I think this land has value. I'm going to claim this section of land. Hey, everyone, this section of land's mine. I think it has value. And someone comes up to me and says, all right, I'll give you 1,000 money for it. I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. I think it's worth 1,000 money. And then they go take it that land and they do shit with that land. I think that's
The
perfectly
problem is
fair.
the government claims all land.
Well, yeah, the government claimed all the land, but, you know, that's a different story.
Yeah.
It's regrettable many personal fortunes were made by people who manipulate money instead. Yeah, it is. I think it's really stupid that someone can make money off of betting a government that will fail. I think it's really
Other
stupid.
people's money.
Well, I mean, it's like, look at what the fucking U.S. did to Europe after World War One.
Oh god. Well, and World War II.
We basically bombed the shit out of them, crashed their currencies, and then we're like, hey, we'll give you a bunch of US dollar-backed loans to rebuild everything.
But here's the
Like,
thing. That didn't even reach the height of insult to injury until and I want to be clear here, the US single-handedly destroyed the fucking gold standard.
Yeah, it's true. Also, I mean, the Rothschilds during the Revolutionary War, that was fucking some insane shit, too, going on.
It was, but, right, the US destroyed the... Everybody said, well, the US has all the fucking gold, so technically my currency being based on the US dollar means it's based on the gold standard, which technically was true until I believe it was Brazil called our bluff and took a shitload of gold.
Yeah. Well, now it's just based off of the brass standard. The brass that we're gonna invade you with if you say our dollar isn't worth anything.
You mean the petrodollar?
Yeah. I just wanted to be more
Which is
clear about what
politically
it's
a bit-
actually worked about, you know.
Yes.
Protectionism is necessary in trade? Yes, it absolutely is.
Of course.
yes.
I mean, it's like no shit. Oh wow. Oh man. Do I support the neighbor next to me whose livelihood is keeping the town going, or do I import a bunch of cheap goods and drive him out of business? Geez. I mean, on one hand, cheap goods. On the other hand, my entire town collapses. This is a really hard choice.
I mean,
Question.
Why is there only agree and disagree? Where's the no opinion option?
There is no such thing as
The-
no opinion. You must be
the
political
whole-
nose.
The,
I
yeah,
hate
the
it.
whole point of this is you have to take some sort of stance on this.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, here's the thing, I'm with you. I want there to be a neutral option, but that's not the point of
The
this test. The
only
point of this test is
social
to see
responsibility.
where do you actually lean.
No, I don't think so. I do think I think companies should produce a profit, right? I don't think they should produce a short-term profit at the expense of a long-term profit. Like I
I don't think it should
Oh.
be used as a political tool.
That question, very simply, is I think that says something
Yeah,
about
it's a very
your
commie
views.
question. Yeah, it's 100% a commie question.
Yeah.
The rich are too highly taxed. I also agree with this. The rich are way too highly taxed. It's ridiculous in America. Like no, you don't understand. Like we're talking about like 60% tax rate. That's why so many rich people are doing shit to avoid taxation. Is because it's cheaper to do loopholes to avoid being taxed than it is to pay the tax.
Well then obviously we should have it so they don't need to do loopholes.
Yes, that's the point. Yeah, it's
my point was more we should not have those loopholes because right now they should be paying 60, but in reality they barely pay like a tenth.
Yeah, exactly. That's the point, though. But it's like New York tried to increase the taxes on the rich, and you know what the rich did? They stopped living in New York.
Yep.
They left. The same thing companies do.
Yeah, and so it's just, yes, taxing them more because they have a lot of shit sounds like a good idea, because a lot of it is sometimes just sitting around. However, turns out people who get that money don't want to give it up.
I was gonna say, part of the other
Shocker.
problem is they're not taxing the correct thing.
True,
right?
that as well. I mean, yeah, we got fucking sales
Yeah.
tax, property tax, and gains tax. We got a whole bunch of stupid fucking taxes that shouldn't exist. But, you know.
Well, not only do we have a bunch of stupid taxes that shouldn't exist, they can't even be fucking asked to tax the correct thing, which in this case would be you shouldn't be going, oh, well, Jeff Bezos only paid $1 million in taxes, but he's worth $780 billion or whatever the fuck the actual number is, because they're not taxing his potential. We can't tax the potential wealth. Sure, but when he
No.
keeps his entire wealth potential, maybe you need to change how they're being taxed.
The death penalty
yeah.
should be an
Well, there-
option for the
there
most
was
serious
going-
crimes.
Well, no,
Absolutely.
there was going to be
Yeah.
a move towards like taxing liquid assets because that's where the really rich people keep things anyways.
Of course.
But the
But
problem
the problem
is
is they weren't going to limit it to a certain tax bracket above. They were going
Right.
to hit everyone.
Yes, I know, and
Not
that's why I
only
don't support that.
It does also get into the realms of taxing potential gains and sort of liquid assets. It gets into the realm of, okay, we're going to tax you because you have $1 million of liquid assets. You owe this much money. Okay, well, I need to sell off half these liquid assets now to pay that tax. Oh, by me selling those liquid assets are now worth less, but I still have to pay that tax for the year because that's what I had at the time I was being taxed.
Also, the
Yes.
income
And
tax.
what if your liquid assets are real estate? Does that mean you're now getting hit double for that? Are
Yeah,
you
now
having to
now
pay
you gotta
property
now
tax
you
and your
gotta
liquid asset
sell
tax?
off all of your fucking real estate so you can pay the tax for owning real estate. It's like,
Yep.
Here's the thing,
You
again,
pay the tax on the income on selling it.
individual home ownership should be taxed, individual or even two home ownership should be taxed vastly differently from people who own 3 houses, 4 houses, or own strictly commercial property.
I think it's very easy. I think that whole thing is very easy because if we're going to talk in the realms of fiction here, right? Like, so theoretically, I think more than 2 homes are it's no longer a residential thing.
No, that's not residential.
If you are owning more than 2 homes, it's no longer a residential thing. I don't think residential homes should be taxed at all. I think if you buy that land, you shouldn't be taxed on that land, period, unless you are going into business of owning land. Then you should be taxed on it.
Yes.
I think it's pretty simple. You know, and to fucking, anti-loophole this, yes, this means everything connected to you, not just, oh, well, this shell company owns 1 home, this shell company owns 1 home. All those shell companies are under your name or under your company. Don't fucking play that game.
So what I'm hearing is shell companies should be illegal and all people that use them should be shot.
Yes.
I'm 50-50 on it. So shell companies are useful in certain functions of, so like, say you're a larger company and you want to move certain items. Now you have to get licensing for doing so. However, the licensing cost between a company employing 5 truckers and a company with 300 employees is way more costly, even if the 300 employees are never going to drive a truck.
Yeah, I've seen this situation before.
So you would have to massively overhaul the entire system to get rid of the need for shell companies.
That's mostly a problem on the licensing end, though, where the people selling these things are trying to gouge as much money as they can.
99% housing tax on BlackRock? True, bro. True. Real. flat tax would fuck over the poor, according to some people. Yeah, I don't know, man. Flat tax is a flat tax. Like we are currently basically using a flat tax right now of like 7% across the board for anyone that earns less than 45K.
What the fuck? Apparently, I'm like middle libertarian. What the fuck?
Noah's realizing he's libertarian is funny as fuck.
Nah.
No, hang on a minute. Some of the things he said on this show, nah, he can't be libertarian.
Yeah, no, I'm not libertarian.
How many times have we had to go, Nose isn't a racist, but...
I am not libertarian.
Can someone explain to me the value of
No.
retirement? Isn't just saving money to piggy bank.
I think I might have answered some of the questions incorrectly. That's probably
Hang on, shut up. What's the question, Sneaky?
Okay, so the difference between so saving for retirement isn't just putting away money. Only idiots put away money, and I don't mean this as offensive to those idiots. It's they put away money because they don't understand the system. Like it's the case of the grandfather saving $12,000 and keeping it in his bed for his grandkids to inherit. For his grandkids to inherit.
Oh,
and like that in his mind, back in the day, $12,000 was like the equivalent of like right now, like when they found the money, $12,000 was worth nothing, but the equivalent amount of money that he saved back in the day for them was $100K.
But now it's not $100K. Yeah.
But now it's only worth $12,000 in modern time because money doesn't change its value. Yeah.
So you invest it or
right.
you start a business.
But that's what I'm saying is that people that just put away money for the future don't understand why they're going to have less money in the future. You have to invest it. Yeah, you have to invest it, and it gets really complicated, and it's why they have all these fucking schemes these days to get more of your money out of your paycheck, to put into these investment schemes. And I call them schemes because they fucking are, because you almost never see any of that money, because whenever you try to get that money out of the system, it's, oops, someone embezzled it all.
Yeah.
Someone who...
That's... kind of why 401k is usually a good route to go.
Well, it's a problem. It's actually even worse with 401ks. So this has actually been a major scam in the investment world, is that 401k managers are having their money slushed around between various investments, where basically someone in charge of a 401k will invest the money in what seems to be an on paper good investment, and then someone else will go and tank that stock, and then once the stock is tanked, they'll buy all in on that stock, which then the 401k will sell the stock, which will make the stock fucking skyrocket again. So now all the money's been transferred out of the 401k and transferred to the individual, and then the person managing the 401k will go, oh well, it was just a bad investment.
You lost.
Not all of them behave this way. As an example,
not all of them behave this way. But the other problem is that they basically also use these 401ks as baseball bats to be like, well, if you don't capitulate to my demands about how you run your company, I won't invest the 401k in you anymore.
Yep.
Yes. Right. One of my the people that I have managing my investments. Some people are going to go, "You're stupid for doing it," but they successfully managed my grandfather, my grandmother's, and now my father's assets, and they've been nothing hinky has happened to that in 50 years of being managed.
Right.
And the gentleman who managed it, now his son is managing it. So when you got to get someone to manage it for you, yeah, that's what I'm going to go with.
Right.
Somebody with a good reputation. Yeah, that's the best you can choose.
You just have to find a personal investor. If you trust your money with these large hedge fund, unless you're trusting your money with a hedge fund advisor that is a personal hedge fund advisor, these large companies just use your money as a bat, and you'll almost never see any good investment out of it. And if you ever do see a good investment out of it, you get averaged down. And so by that I mean, so effectively, say the company takes your money and they invest it in GameStop when it was $1, and now GameStop is worth $20. When they sell the stock, because you're cashing out, they'll only give you like $5 and use the rest of your money to pay off someone else who lost investments, but because they promise a 2% return, you see?
Yes.
Yep.
And again, right. You find someone to manage it for you, and you can find people inside
Oh,
those
you absolutely
inside
can, yeah.
larger corporate. Right. Again, as Simon said, it's about finding the right person inside X corporate. Right. I know that XYZ's done ABC with money, and yes, you take a risk, but every time you invest, you take a risk.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely, yeah.
and as
Yeah.
much as I hate to say it, I'm generally going to trust someone else because I don't have the fucking time.
Yeah, no, there's definitely a threshold, though, where actually just investing and doing investments every day for 8 hours instead of working actually nets
Oh,
you more money.
absolutely.
But this is another one. I've just been answering them silently in the background, but this is another one that I want to point out. People with the ability to pay should have access to higher standards of care. Yeah?
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like, why is this
Yeah.
even a question? You know, oh no, I don't think people with more money should be able to pay for better things.
Okay, everyone should be able to get good health care. There should be a minimum
I was going to say
standard.
this question is asking the wrong question. I don't care about the ceiling. I care about the floor.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Taxpayers should not be expected to prop up theaters or museums that cannot survive. That's 50-50. Like, on one hand, I absolutely think that museums and other forms of archival history of like, hey, here's the theater. This theater has been standing since the 1800s, and we've put on all of these historical plays here about the history of our area. It's like, yeah, I think that should not have to rely on corporate scumming to make a profit, because I mean, how many times are you really going to see a theater project or go to the museum? You go to the museum once to see the history, maybe twice if you really enjoy it, but like, how many times do you need to go to the museum? You've pretty much seen everything the first or second or third time. Are you really going to keep paying throughout the year? It's like, yeah, I think the government should take an interest in preserving history. Museums and libraries should be separate from theaters.
Because of the historical aspect, the preservation.
I mean, I think there should be. I think this is a case of it would need to be highly regulated of what qualifies for the government grants. Like, if you just want to
Yes.
make money doing theater, that's one thing. But if you're like, yeah, this is a historical theater building, it was built back in the 1600s.
Yeah, that's a different animal. That building has historical significance, and the
Well-
building, at the very least, should be protected.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I disagreed on this one simply because, like, if it had been libraries and museums, I'd strongly agree with that. If it's a theater, I expect that theater to be converted to a museum because it's probably not safe.
Yeah.
I mean,
Probably would have
50-50.
agreed with it then.
I
It's one of those things where I was like, I don't care that much, but I also want receipts of what my taxes go to, and
oh no,
I don't know
absolutely,
how I
yeah.
feel
It's
about
like,
this theater I've never heard about until today.
yeah, I
Kinda
think
thing.
it more along the
Receipts.
lines of your federal taxes shouldn't be going to theaters, but if it's like you're paying a state tax or, you know, like a county tax, like if you're paying a state tax, part of that money should be going to the area you live in. Like,
Yeah.
duh. And part of that money going to the area you live in should be going to maintaining anything of historical significance, whether that's a theater or museum or whatever. So yeah, I mean, it's really hard because it's like, I don't think the government should be maintaining the Kennedy Space Museum. And they don't. Fun fact. The Kennedy Space Museum is in fact not maintained by tax dollars. It's entirely maintained by public purchasing of product.
Mm.
And it's like, is it good to have that history there? Yes. However, you know, it leaves me really on the fence of like gift shop stuff then, you know? If the public is maintaining this museum, you shouldn't be able to buy shit from the museum then. You know?
Yeah, I guess I could see that.
And on top of that, if the public is maintaining the museum, then there needs to be strict regulation on how much a person can earn working at that museum. Because then otherwise you get scenarios of like someone just saying like, "Oh, I've worked here for 20 years, so my salary should increase." It's like, "No. My tax dollars are going towards the maintenance of this museum, not your job."
Well, on the other hand, working somewhere for long enough should get you both seniority and some sort of raise, cumulative yearly, but not a ridiculous amount.
Yeah, but it's like, you know, it's hard. It's really hard to say because I don't want people to be able to vote themselves more money because just look at our Congress.
Yes.
But also at the same time, I recognize the fact that costs will go up. But, you know, like working at the museum shouldn't be a guaranteed job. Like, oh, I have a pulse. It's a government job, therefore I get it. Because it'll provide a living wage. It's like, I don't know. I don't know. It's really hard because you basically would need to fine tune it per town, because each town would be different, you know. I mean, like the theater, for example, the theater I'm thinking of, is the Salem Theater, what I think it's called, or something like that. It's a super fucking old theater out in the Pine Barrens, and most of the theater troupe is all volunteer. Like they have the manager of the theater, and then like the maintenance guy. And that's pretty much in terms of employment for the theater because it's maintained by grants. So like most of the staff there are doing this as a volunteer sort of thing. And I don't know, I feel like maybe the museums, if they're being government maintained, should be following the same sort of rules of, you know, find volunteers to assist. But it's like, if it's a museum where it's like got the fucking Mona Lisa there, maybe having a volunteer system isn't the best. So it's like, you know, it's hard. Yeah.
There was a World War II museum right near where I live that had so much fucking cool shit. It had.
Oh, did that place close?
It closed.
Fuck.
It closed. I am so fucking sad about it.
No, like they had tanks and shit.
They had tanks and shit. They had memorabilia.
Oh, no, I believe it. You know, yeah, I'm on board, you know.
And they kept that shit airtight, too, so nothing was, like, damaged, like, by any sort of time as much.
I would say, the only stuff that was damaged was the stuff that arrived damaged.
And also the Patton statue, but there was a good reason for that one.
This is a funny question, and again, it highlights the bias of the author of this test here. People of their own kind should keep to themselves. And it's like...
Listen, if you're asking me, should introverts stick with introverts? You're not going to get an argument from me, kids.
Yeah, but you know what they're saying.
Yes, I do.
The funny thing is this sort of question is self-defeating, because Irish enclaves exist, Muslim enclaves exist, Chinese enclaves exist, and this isn't because, like, oh, they came here and people were racist to them. They were, but the enclave didn't form... because of that. It formed because the Chinese person wanted to live next to a Chinese person. and the Muslim wanted to live next to a Muslim because they had shared values.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to direct you to the area of Chicago known as Little Poland.
Exactly. They want to live together because they're in a new place and they want to find people who are similar to them so they can have some shared values they can have trust and comfort in.
And not just that, right? There's absolutely a level of comfortability with, I want to go home and hear the language that I know.
Exactly. Yeah, so it's just like,
which makes sense.
all people but it's like such a weird it's a weird question too. All people have their rights, but it's better that people keep to their own. It's like, what is having rights have to do with this? Like,
I think I see the direction the question is
segregation.
we
leading,
should
but it's just
forcefully keep them there. But that's like what
People
we're doing
have
to the
I mean,
Native Americans.
all the time. People self-segregate
it's very
voluntarily. It's
reminiscent.
natural.
It's very reminiscent of common belief during good old Honest Abe's time
Yeah,
that Honest Abe himself supported.
yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Good parents sometimes have to spank their children. I mean, I don't mean spank, but
Yes.
discipline. Yeah. I mean, I'm
No,
sorry.
spank sometimes.
I mean, listen.
I feel spanking.
What is like? Does this mean the kid, you found the kid like kicking a dog? Yeah, that kid needs a spanking. Does
I
that
mean,
mean
I'd
you
rather
get a
beat the
belt?
kid over
No,
the
of
head.
course not. But
Let's see. Natural for children to keep secrets from their parents. I mean, yeah, duh, no shit. Fucking, of course, kids are gonna try and keep secrets. I mean, don't get me wrong.
you know what?
natural,
The
but
kid
they're gonna be
doesn't want to
dog
tell.
shit at keeping them, but yeah.
Yeah. Do you know? Surprise! The
Well,
kid doesn't want to tell his
yeah.
parents that he's having a hard time in school. Or surprise! The kid doesn't want to tell his parents that I'm having weird thoughts about other people.
The prime
shit, the kid's gonna
function
keep that.
Yeah.
of schooling
The
should be to
problem is
equip
that
future
that
fine
particular
jobs.
question hasn't aged well with the last 3 to 4 years.
Yeah,
No.
right.
Yeah, really.
The
That,
prime
that
function of
question's been completely
school
recontextualized.
is to equip students with the ability to find a job. I mean, I think our schooling system's stupid as fuck. I've said that multiple times on this podcast. I think
we all have.
I mean, the part of this podcast is literally about how terrible the American education system is. That's producing these illiterate fucks writing fan fiction. But
Mhm.
These kids are so fucked.
I don't think it's a school's job to teach a wide smattering of useless skills and information. I don't think that's what the school's job is. I don't think the school needs to teach people about how Beethoven's 12th Symphony existed in the European time period. I think that's useless information.
I mean, what
Now-
are you leaning towards on this question?
No. What I'm trying to say here is, if the kid wants to go into music, I absolutely think the school should be equipped to teach the kid as much about music as possible. But I
Yeah,
don't
well,
think every student should be taught as much about music as possible.
Well,
I think the
no,
job of
I
the school is to figure out what the kid enjoys and wants to do, and then teach them the skills they need to do it.
They need to
I
prepare
want to
people.
point out our parents went through a schooling system where they got a smattering of skills, and once they hit high school, they got to kind of start specializing.
Yeah,
True.
Now you don't start
They
specializing
taught
until
them
college.
useful skills, and they were able to help them focus in on future
But
possible careers.
yes,
Assuming the
that's
kid
literally what
didn't
high
already
school ended
learn
up
something
being
from
back
family.
then. For our parents, is it literally
then.
was, well, yeah, back then, back in Science Day.
That's what I just said.
no, before my day.
That's
Actually,
what
my
I
dad
said.
went
Our
to one of
parents
the
went through
labs.
that where they got.
Yeah.
Thank you for reiterating my point, Sneaky.
No,
I wish we had gotten that though,
Yeah. I see what
rather
you
than
mean.
it being here's a smattering of skills from elementary all the way through high school, and then
And
good
then you
luck
go to
knowing what a trade
college,
school
and guess
is,
what you get
fucko.
when you pay to go to college? You get more smattering of skills that are useless.
That you
Yeah.
are required to pay for and take
I would have
to practice the
I would have
departments.
stuck around. I would have stuck around college more. I probably would not have dropped out the way I did if my chosen career path had been focused on my
Right.
specific choice.
Exactly, 100%.
Instead of being like, oh yeah, by the way, person who likes to work with his hands and picked the physical side of the electrical computer engineering course, you still have to do 7 programming courses that you will never use in your career path.
Oh, not only that,
Get fucked.
mine was worse too. I mean, mine was fucking terrible. They had no IT labs. So you know what I had to do? Because I was required to do a lab to graduate, I had to take biochemistry. What the fuck does biochemistry have to do with fucking IT
Because
work?
it's a lab.
Hey, at
and you
least they
need
didn't
a
shut down.
lab.
Actually, you know what? No, I'm not going to complain about that. That was probably the best thing
You
that
know
ever
what?
happened to me.
I'm gonna be honest. I hated that they're like, there's a difference between full-time and part-time. It's like, okay, tell you what, instead of shoving a bunch of useless curriculum down my throat, let me double up on the stuff that's useful. I
Yeah.
could just be a full-time student for half the time.
Exactly.
And then the scholarship money that I ended up wasting in my last year and a half could have gone to someone else because I'd already graduated what I needed.
Exactly.
No, see, you have to take this
But
class that's
no.
required
No,
because the
they
professor
didn't
wrote the
even
book.
they didn't
Yeah,
even get all that
right.
much money out of me. Most of the money I had was from federal. So the school didn't even get it. The school gave me a fucking free tuition ride of $20K per year.
People with serious inheritable
out of state.
disabilities should not be allowed to
Ridiculous.
reproduce. I mean,
Yes.
I mean, here's the thing about that question.
I've said this before, right?
That is a loaded question.
It's an absolutely loaded question, but I also feel like if a doctor comes to you and says, your kid is 100%, I can absolutely guarantee you, 1000%, he is going to be blind, not able to use his legs, one hand is going to be a grapefruit, and his heart's going to be outside his body.
Or just like, your genes are fucked, you are much better to go off with, like, adoption or something like that.
Yes, I do feel that there is a certain level of this kid's gonna have issues that the government should be able to step in and say, hold up, that's basically just child abuse. No. Because any argument that people make for, oh, well, the kid deserves to live anyway, it's not like he's going to know anything different. It's like, I'm sorry, you're basically just advocating for slavery right there. Oh, we should just keep slaves because they're not going to know any different.
Okay, so the reason I say that's loaded is because
it's 100% loaded. Yeah.
So
here's the thing. I think there are two.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. There are two separate categories here. There are people that I do not believe are mentally capable of giving proper consent.
True.
They should not. Right. When I say they should be prevented from procreating, I don't mean that in a
we must
don't round them up.
them all.
That is not what
in fact not what I wish to do, Hans. That is in fact what we are avoiding, Hans.
Hans is just really excited.
Hans, put away the Flammenwerfer.
We will take them to a centralized location.
We will take them to a centralized location to capture them long term. This is a great idea. I don't understand why you people are wincing.
Why are you all booing?
It's like a summer camp.
Like a summer camp.
Yeah, you shut the fuck up. But like, right, jokes aside, right? There's a certain level where
absolutely, yeah.
I don't believe that, right, and there's a different level of where I think that, right, if you can find someone who's willing to and you're capable of, we have no right to stop you from.
Right, but it's like, like, this is where the line is for me. It's until once we have guarantees, effectively, right? Like, if we can be like, we're gonna stick a little fucking needle into your baby, we're gonna take a couple of its cells, we're gonna analyze its DNA, and be like, this is what issues it's gonna have. If we're at that point, and we can go, okay, this kid's gonna be blind, this kid's gonna be deaf, and they're not gonna have hands. Yes. I do think there is some responsibility to not let that kid be born, because Jesus Christ, that's terrible.
That's like saying that's effectively the same diagnosis as your child has a literal fatal disease. They will die within 2 weeks. Would you rather us kill the child now or let them live their infant life for 2 weeks and then they'll die.
Well, okay, no, the difference here is it's not asking would aborting the child be okay. It's asking should you allow these two people who will produce offspring that will have these heritable problems, like being blind or deaf, should you allow them to breed?
This is why I was saying it was so fucking loaded. Because the issue is then, where do you draw that line?
Right, exactly, and I do agree.
Right.
with
Well,
that.
yeah, right.
That's-
It's also the question of
Yeah, that's
of,
why
right,
I'm
when-
entertaining the fiction of, you know, we know for certain. Like,
right. You also have to very, very strictly as a society define what counts as a problem.
right,
Right.
exactly. And now I will say there's a lot of things that can be cured with medicine these days, and you know, it's a serious inherent disability to be born with your heart outside your chest, but we actually have medical practices that can put the heart back inside, make the whole thing heal up properly, and pretty much all they have to worry about is in their 50s they might have a heart murmur or two. Great, fantastic. I think it's fine if that kid gets born. But if we're talking about like lifelong inherent disabilities, that's not only going to make the kid's life worse, but everyone else's life is going to be degraded for it. I feel that's unfair to the kid.
And the parents and the taxpayers who have to pay for it.
No, that too. Yeah.
Do you have any idea how much money gets thrown away into various systems on people who don't need this money, but they really, really want it?
No, well, yes. Yes. I can just go bring up the U.S. debt and tell you how much money got thrown away into systems that people don't need.
Mm.
And you know where I'm gonna start with? Fucking senator paychecks.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's like really hard. It's like there's a lot of fiction that you have to entertain around a question like this, because it's like modern day right now, we have no ability to tell if the kid's going to inherit any of the problems. And if the parent's not incompetent, and I mean in this like in a not like a they're incompetent way, but like a literal incompetent, like they are not physically capable of producing food, shelter, and safety, then we at this point in time we can't really say no, you can't have a kid, because we can't really tell how the kid's going to turn out right now.
Which is fair for now.
Yeah, for now. The important thing is for children to learn to accept discipline. Not really. I think the important thing is for the kid to learn what is right and wrong.
Yeah, listen. I don't care if the kid thinks that a clip around the ears is the right thing if he didn't learn that he gets clipped around the ears for the wrong thing.
Right. Yeah. Is the kid gonna learn to clip people on the ears when they do something you don't like, or is the kid gonna learn that stealing is wrong? There's a massive difference between the two.
This is why when you discipline a child, you have to explain to them why you're disciplining them.
You would
But
think.
most people don't understand that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you think.
You would think it would be obvious. You'd have to explain to the child why things are happening, because the child doesn't understand things yet. But wow, I could give you a lot of examples of that not fucking happening.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Those who are able to work and refuse the ability to work should not expect society support. Absolutely agree.
Yep.
Of course.
They're wastrels.
If you want to go fucking be a hobo, go be a hobo, but I should not be paying for your ability to not work.
They're asking if UBI is good.
No, it's not.
Here's the thing. I agree with the concept of UBI in that we've failed with the concept of a minimum wage.
Well,
I think
no,
we need...
minimum wage is a failure on the basis of paper. The problem is that the only way for UBI to actually be properly implemented is if we automate the ability to get food and the ability to create items. Because once we automate those abilities, we will be able will be able then to basically issue people credits saying, here's your food credits. You can purchase this much food on the food credits. And if you want more food after that, feel free to buy it. But here's your food credits, because basically no one was paid to create this food. So it's effectively
right. A great example of this is right, Star Trek. Star Trek is a fantastic example of it, because Star Trek, they don't
Star Trek's post-scarcity.
It's also communist.
Yes, because it can afford to be, you idiot.
Yes. They're post-scarcity. They
realize that.
literally invented infinite energy.
Yeah.
That
Well,
phase
no,
of
they're
it
not
is
quite
half of
infinite
it.
energy. They have invented.
Like-
They've invented
Yeah,
turning energy
Replicators.
into perishable resources, which
Right.
is super important to the concept of communism function. Right? When
Yeah. Well, there was a big factor as well. There was a nuclear holocaust that wiped 80% of the population.
Also true.
yes,
yeah.
but then they
They
developed.
got their initial super surplus they needed to start developing the extra surplus.
Yeah.
The 21st
required.
century nuclear holocaust.
But yeah, so like UBI could be implemented once a majority of the systems are automated, where it's like, these are your automated production quality t-shirts. They're going to be probably like passable quality because they're made by a machine, so there's not going to be a lot of error there, but there's probably going to be with like low quality cloth in general. So it's going to be like, yeah, it's a t-shirt, but you're probably not going to be super happy with it, but it's going to be clothes and you're going to get it for effectively free. And here's food. It's probably not going to be great, or you're probably going to have to, cook it yourself or some lines of that. But you got it effectively for free, because all along the line of what produced it, what transported it, and what stocked it was robots. Robots which have a maintenance cost at the end of every month that is negligible compared to what a human costs to employ.
Right. One of the things that I forget what it was. I'm trying to remember the book. It was actually quite interesting. It was about people who are superheroes and supervillains, but they live in a level of society where 3D printing has reached the point where it can provide for almost all of your basic needs, including food needs, and everybody gets a certain amount of 3D printer cartridges from the government a month. And
That
lots
sounds
of
familiar.
other people can do and take jobs to get more cartridges and do more with what they've got.
Right.
But the government sends you a certain amount, and there are better 3D printers, right? The other thing is the government will also, when you are born, assign you a 3D printer, and every 10 years it gets updated.
Are you quoting that fucking tabletop game? The
No?
no.
What?
No. It's damn it! Give me a minute. I have to go find the book in my library.
No, well, it's the tabletop game, the one that Squall tried to make us play. Sign.
Well, no, I've actually read a book with a very similar plot line where somebody
mech
gets
game.
sent to colonize another world.
No, it's none of those. No. Hang on. Come on.
No broadcasting institution, however independent its content, should receive public funding. Well, I mean, I fully believe that it's the government's right to obligate a propaganda ring, but if they want to
PBS
obligate a propaganda wing, it should be called the propaganda wing of the government. It shouldn't be called not publicly funded broadcast station.
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing is we deserve better psyops.
Yes,
Yes.
I demand better psyops.
I demand better psyops.
My tax dollars are going towards it. I want better psyops.
But yeah, like PBS or LPB in
These
my
are
That's
case.
it. The series, How to Become a Henchman is the series. And there are people.
I've heard of that one.
Listen, I'm not going to stand here and tell you it's amazing, but it's pretty good. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it enough to read the 3 books worth of it. It's got an interesting take on corporatized superheroes. It has some very, I think, important points on the ideas of where we're going with social media and how that can affect
So
job.
I have a story about this.
Just right as an example, everybody has imagine that how popular your Facebook is
Right.
affected your ability to get a job. Is
Oh, you
functionally.
mean-
I mean, to be fair, it is already.
That is a social
No,
credit
but that's
score.
what I'm saying, right? This is it's not like a nebulous measure, right? Everybody has a score based on the engagement they received on their feed.
Right. Yeah, no,
score
I was
for
making a
social
joke about
credit.
how because I don't have a Facebook, I've actually been refused jobs before because they'll be like,
No,
oh,
but that
no,
the-
no, real,
the
real,
young-
no. So
No,
I
no, 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 no,
submitted
I'm-
for
I'm agreeing with
no.
you.
I know. Sign
Go
was me. No, really, I have submitted for a job before, and they got back to me saying, "Hey, you forgot to include your Twitter and Facebook addresses," and I was like, "I don't have those." And they're like, "What do you mean you don't have those?" I was like, "I don't
Here's
use
the thing.
Facebook and Twitter."
They assume that when you say I don't have those, either you're hiding it because like, oh, I did drugs
Well, they
in
can
high
assume
school.
all they want, but the
Or
fact of the matter
July.
is there is no Twitter or Facebook in my real name.
I believe you. I know that, Sneaky. My point is that they automatically go, oh,
No, I know.
either right,
Either
they
one or
assume
the
there's
other
some-
has happened.
Either they assume something objectionable has occurred, which is possible. I know several individuals who do their level best to never, ever, ever let their social media be found
Right.
because of things they did as a young adult. Instantly, that's a different. The right to be forgotten is a completely different thing, and one of the things that I think Europe has an excellent idea on. But
Yeah,
that's a
no,
difference.
that's fair. Yeah, the right to be forgotten. Yeah, no, 100%. But also at the same time, it's just like I don't use those services. I don't go on that social media. I fucking hell. I
Yeah.
have a Reddit account. I had like the last post on my Reddit account that wasn't just, "Hey guys, having this bug with this program, any fixes." The last post that wasn't that was like made back in 2016. Like,
Wait, was it Alexia?
no, it was Helix.
Oh, I would say, was it our precious creep girl?
Alexia? I don't count Alexia as a post from me because that was just like a that wasn't like
That's
Reddit
fair, that's
behavior.
fair.
Yeah. But yeah, so the thing I highlighted right here, although the electronic age makes official surveillance easier, only wrongdoers needed to be worried. So we actually talked about
No.
this in college.
Yo!
Yeah, we actually talked about this, the morals and ethics of this in college, and I convinced the entire classroom with one single sentence. So you're okay
That's what I was saying.
watching...
Like, how?
Yeah, so I was just like, so you're all okay with them watching you in the bathroom?
I was gonna say, like, that's why I was like,
And
why the fuck am I
everyone
listening to
instantly was
libertarian
like,
here?
no.
Yeah, but
That's why I'm like, why the fuck am I libertarian? Apparently, fuck are you smoking?
But yeah, I mean, it's not a difficult concept, right? The only people who are trying to push that concept on you are the people who are doing the spying. Oh, you shouldn't have anything to you don't have anything to hide. You shouldn't be afraid.
Anyone who's trying to convince you of that either has a knife at your throat or has his hand in your pocket.
Yeah, pretty much.
Or your pants.
Probably.
I
by
mean,
the way,
your pants
Sneaky.
are obviously okay.
To be fair, he could also have a knife in your pants.
Oh yes.
Yeah, indeed.
Hmm.
That's true.
Modern doctors.
Yeah.
No,
That
They're
was
about to be.
not where I
about
was
to be.
going, Sneaky.
that's not what was happening.
Once
I'm
again,
going-
Sneaky's opinions do not represent my opinion.
I am acquiring the bunk stick. Give me a moment.
The what stick?
Huh?
I
The
think he
bonk.
said the bug stick.
I said the bonk. I said the bonk stick. Like I was gonna hit you for saying that.
Wait,
What the fuck did you think I said? Hello?
that's not what any of us heard you say.
What the fuck? Did
I
you
heard
think
him say bonk.
I thought I heard bunk. Or
No.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't.
But I heard
Mr.
it as
Sneaky,
well.
I
I
don't
was
want to know
very
what the bug stick is.
I was
Alright,
like,
that's
why do
it.
you have a stick of shit?
Hmm.
That's it.
It's better than a poop knife.
You're getting the holy bibble. I'm acquiring the holy bibble.
I don't know what a poop knife is.
The business person and manufacturer are more important than the writer or artist. What the fuck does this have to do with politics?
kind of stupid
It's
fucking
a
question
set-
is that?
It's a clearly
showing
biased
whether
question.
You value the
Yeah, it
science-
is.
Oh,
sciences
yeah, don't you
of
guys
the-
know right-wingers can't enjoy books? That's right. Right-wingers don't enjoy books or art. Nope, they don't go to movies.
They believe that right-wingers typically put more value towards the hard
right-wingers believe the
sciences as opposed to
factory must
social
grow and the
sciences.
trees must die.
I mean, they're not wrong, but
Not wrong.
they're not right for the reasons they think they are.
Exactly.
The factory must grow until it becomes a mechanicus project, and you go, "What do you mean? Where are the minerals going? I don't know where the minerals are going."
Exactly.
Listen, all I know is the minerals go into this funny little thing here, and then they come out, and I have a death ray. And really, that's all that matters.
We're not going to talk about
It
that one.
works.
Where is this train taking extra materials to? I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? I don't know.
That
I
one's
keep
highly
hearing it say
political,
something
that can
about-
get fucked.
I keep hearing it say something about I am a titan, I am the destroyer of the worlds, I am a god machine. I try not to think about it.
Did you
But the
get
last
that
time I
Fuck the
stopped the train,
establishment.
the world started shaking.
Astrology accurately explains things. What fucking
That's a
white
stupid
woman wrote
fucking
this?
question.
Pardon?
So hey, why does
Yeah,
our power grid
still-
keep blinking? Oh, I guess I said a
Oh,
spider.
trying to
Leo is
figure
in
that one out.
retrograde, guys. I'm sorry, our power grid can't maintain itself.
Average text on Tuesday.
You cannot be moral without being religious.
No,
I mean, I fundamentally disagree.
It would help.
As a religious person, I fundamentally disagree with that statement.
I also think he's a good example of someone being fairly moral while not being religious.
Yeah, but that's
For the
With a couple of
but the
people.
problem there with that, Max, is that while it is partially because I was raised on religious values, which, you know, like, I kept them after I stopped being religious, so it's like a very nebulous question.
Yeah, but like, I fundamentally disagree with it because there are plenty of examples of people who were not religious and were moral and
Yeah.
are moral. And
we're
my-
not
yeah,
raised
my
in a religious
specific
household
book- my book very specifically says
Charity is better than Social Security? Absolutely. Some people are just unlucky. Yes.
yes.
Some people are just unlucky.
Source:
Yeah.
Sneaky's collapsing body.
I mean my personal source for that one was my horrible dice rolls, but yeah.
No, that's true. Nose's dice rolls are definitely unfairly disadvantaged against
me.
everything.
I'm gonna go have a sticks moment now. Proceeds to only roll crits.
Hold on, I think I have a picture of the perfect example of how bad my dice rolls are. I think
It's important that my child's school instills religion. No, fuck that.
No, of course not.
No.
I'm not anti-religion, but I don't think the school's job should be teaching religion. It should be the parents' job, if anything. Sex
Alright, sounds
outside
like
Now,
of
listen,
marriage
if
is
someone
immoral.
wants to
Yes.
pay
Life
extra
skills.
money, as we've been discussing, if someone wants to pay extra money to send their kid to a religious institution, that is their business. In so long as that religious institution meets the appropriate standards for education.
Porn should be legal when it's depicting adults for adults, yes.
Of course it fucking should.
What goes on in the private of the bedroom between consenting adults is no business of the state, yes.
Wrong.
No?
Bestiality.
Between consenting adults.
Consenting adults, you mongoloid.
Yeah, we said
Again,
consenting.
They will say
Hey,
that
dog.
bestiality.
Okay,
Fine,
that's
no,
twisting
no.
language, you fucking boomer.
Stein,
They will-
you are stretching real hard on this test.
Yeah, cool, yeah. Where am I? Really?
We are
That's
obviously
where I've ended
interpreting-
up. After all of those extreme answers, that's where I ended up.
Go ahead, post it.
Stream's still taking a moment on my end.
Show me being. Show you being.
Why is my stream so far behind?
How am I
Jesus.
here?
Yeah, you see my problem now, Sneaky?
Sneaky, what happened?
You see my problem now.
Sneaky, this is
Oh.
fucking hilarious. So
Yeah.
I decided to do this test too while you were doing yours, Sneaky.
Yeah.
So when I first here's the thing, when I first did this test years ago in high school, I was like one grid point to the right, almost perfectly centered between libertarian and authoritarian. Then in my friendship with you, I was like 2 grid points left in libertarian.
Yeah.
I'm now 3 grid points libertarian, 1 grid point right.
Okay, yeah, I'm looking at their scaling. This is their scaling of fucking like Singapore, Saudi Arabia, and China and North Korea.
Oh, well.
Yeah, according to them, North Korea is super left, which
Lamau.
Wait,
Uh,
no.
Lamau.
No.
no. They
No,
don't
they're
provide
communists,
any
so-
social welfare. They just let their people
I mean,
die.
oh,
They
okay,
provide
hang
the
on.
opposite.
Let's
They
be fair.
provide social harm.
Okay,
Uh,
if they're swallowing all of North Korea's propaganda,
Oh yeah,
sure,
yes,
I
yeah.
could see how you might come to that mistake. Why are you trusting North Korea's propaganda when we have plenty of proof that it's full of shit?
I'm just
But-
really confused how I ended up here when I was saying shit like burn the government down, there should be no regulations. I'm somehow a fucking normie now.
Yeah, you see my problem now? Something's wrong with the test.
What I'm saying, look how fucking left Asmongold is then.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, it put me down like 2 squares right from the center in libertarian. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm
We're all
libertarian.
ending up in the center here because, I don't know, everyone's a
Wait,
centrist now.
What do you think libertarian is, Nose?
Yeah, what do you think
You keep
libertarian
say-
is,
you
Nose?
you keep saying it like it's an insult.
Yeah, come
I
on,
don't
Nose.
think I'm libertarian.
Someday.
What do you think it is?
What do you think libertarian is, Nose?
Stop Googling. I can hear them keys.
I wasn't.
What do you think libertarian is, Nose?
Come on. Answer the question. No Google.
I mean, I don't really think of just like corporations should be the next big thing. That's what I assume for like the high
No,
end.
No,
So I'm just like
no,
wondering why
no,
people think of
No,
this.
not even
No,
slightly.
Okay, no, Nose, you know how Sneaky and I are very anti-government, leave me the
Yeah.
fuck alone? That's libertarian.
That's what's considered now?
It-
Okay.
Yeah, that's always
Think of
been
it,
that.
think of it, think of it
Nose
like
over
being a
here
polite
literally
anarchist.
consuming the psyop propaganda about libertarians.
No, you shouldn't be
being
demanding
like,
more psyops.
Please, more psyop, please, daddy government. Tell me how bad the free people are.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a
I'm
weird way
not,
to
I'm not
put
saying
it, libertarian is just being a very polite anarchist.
Yeah, effectively.
That is unfortunate.
that is unfortunate.
How long have you been suffering under this delusion?
How old is Nose?
You shut up.
No, that's not the correct answer. Come on, stop drinking the psyop juice. We'll help you.
Man.
Si fueres
Oh,
un
man,
sueño,
for a second I
Haruno Sakura, hija de los Afrodita, tiene una misión que te otro mundo vecina.
Alright, well, I didn't hear what Max said for a
an hour and
second.
a half. After an hour and a half, we're finally getting to the fanfiction
Lemon!
part of the podcast.
Some kind of record.
Hang on a minute. No, we were having a way more important and interesting discussion.
Yeah, right.
We were having an actual political discussion, which is rare.
I
Not
love
just
this
an
person.
actual political
Except this
discussion.
one was actually fairly civil.
Yeah.
I'd even argue that this is the most this is probably the most constructive discussion that's occurred on this podcast as far as politics
We
go.
just had the most. No,
unquestionable.
not,
I didn't
not
have to
just
sit
this
here and
podcast,
I didn't
Max.
have to sit here.
Well,
Well, I
you know,
didn't have to
see,
sit
it's
here and
amazing
say,
when
shut
you
it,
keep.
don't go any further. for once.
I would say when you don't let people who are just edgy teenagers
Yeah.
talk,
Yeah.
we can have a reasonable discussion.
When you don't let people under 5'6" talk, you can have an actual discussion.
Not what I said.
Oh no, I'm with Sneaky on this. Don't let the manlets talk.
Yeah. Look, I should not be subjected to the
That's on
opinions.
5-6.
Look, I should not be subjected to
I
the
should not be
opinions.
subjected to the opinion of the lower peoples.
Yes.
Dude.
What is it?
That's
Anytime I'm
monarchy.
to
That's
the
just monarchy.
14-year-olds of Warcraft.
That's just monarchy with extra steps.
I
Good.
should not be subjected to the opinions of anyone under the age of 18 and 5'6".
They
So what
also
I'm hearing-
no, hang on a
what I'm
minute. They
hearing is
also
you're a
have to
boomer
have
now.
paid at least $2,000 in taxes.
So, no, I don't care
You're-
about taxes. If you are under the age of 18 or you are below 5'6", all of your political opinions are wrong.
Are you
My
besmirching the
favorite part
dwarf
about this
brethren?
is Sneaky is
Are you
adding
besmirching the
a very
dwarf?
simple and or
Yes,
variable to it.
yes, exactly.
So what
So
I'm
if
hearing
you're
is
both, get extra fucked.
Yeah, yeah. If you're both, you should just stop existing politically.
You gain negative opinions.
Yeah.
so what I'm hearing is Sneaky is going in the book.
What? Yeah. Fuck
Oh,
all the
hey,
dwarves.
by the way,
Shorts.
by the way, Nose,
Runts,
Yeah.
midgets.
I need to get your opinions on that pun I sent you today.
Oh God.
No, what did you send me?
It's in the 40K chat. Come on, I sent you a great joke and you didn't even.
Hold on.
I
is it?
tagged you
Whatever-
explicitly.
Amazing. Wolf of the New Moon, previously known as Mika Okami. Yeah, the fact that I'm at risk of seeing a 14-year-old's opinion at any point in my day is a human rights violation. True.
Ah, thank you for that.
Ah, yes,
Look
that
for that
one.
one. Funny watermark. God damn it.
My favorite part is the character that meme was done with.
Oh, 100%.
Yes.
Here,
The Wolf
Sneaky,
of the
I'd
New
like
Moon.
Sneaky, I'd like to share with you the joke I subjected Nosehair to.
Okay, cool. Previously known as Mika Okami. So I just want to point out, the author's name is Mika. So this is a self-insert about them being a godlike OC.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to know how many words? 40K.
Ooh.
You want to know how many chapters? 9.
Oh.
Want to know how long it's taken them to write that much?
Over a year.
2 years.
Oh no. Oh no.
7.
I just saw the year.
9 years! 1 chapter a year,
Oh, no.
baby!
Yeah,
Wow.
published October 23rd, 2015. How much you want to bet that the reason it is an author's note saying they're dropping it?
Oh, wait, maybe? Nope! It's a new chapter!
Oh no.
No.
Oh god, oh god, oh god! Next
I don't want to
morning
look.
is
I don't want to
hell.
look. You can't make me look.
Next morning is hell.
Yep.
Jizu wakes me up with
Wait.
kick tooth by foot before dragging me behind to training gown full of 7 children near my age and 6 other adults. By the way, this is their latest chapter. This is not their first chapter. This is the chapter after they've been
This
writing
is
for 9
after
years.
40K words?
This is after 40K words. They've been writing this story for 9 fucking years now. Yep. Throwing me to children, he stands back as 4 of them start to swarm me like sharks to blood and water. Growling, I bare fangs as my eyes turn amber. Taking a... Wait, she fucking isekai'd as a dog?
Ah, yes, the popular subgenre of
Wait.
people turning into animals.
I'm sorry. Wait, what?
White woman isekai's as a dog!
No, wolf, not a dog. Wolf, not a
Please tell
dog.
me you're joking.
Boy, this takes white woman fucks dog to a whole different level.
Jesus Christ. Yes. Yes, they turn into a wolf, not a dog.
Thank you.
I'm a bitch in another world.
And good night, everybody.
Oh god, don't
Just
make
a
me laugh.
reminder, Sneaky. Just because it's there doesn't mean you should say it.
It does. Yes, it does. What are you talking about?
Sneaky doesn't understand the mouth word filters.
No,
I think he
absolutely
understands
do.
them. He just doesn't care.
I
I
just
think you
don't
understand
care.
this by now, Adam.
I'm aware, Max, but you know,
Don't make excuses for him. He doesn't make
distant
them for
hope.
himself for a reason. He appears to have walked away. Oh, he's come back.
And
Oh!
Aura comes back with, this is an interesting take on the inside you there are two wolves.
Oh no! Oh no! Shit!
I'm glad Aura made the joke before I did. Anyway, growling, I bare my fangs as my eyes turn amber. That's right, their eyes go from not wolf colors to wolf colors. Taking a step, I place my feet shoulder width apart. You don't really have an option as a dog.
I don't think she is a dog. I think she's like the Inuzuka.
Well, yes, she's... oh wait,
She's
both of my
human.
hands. Wait, both of my hands. Wait, what the fuck?
Human with relatively features.
Inside you, there are two wolves. You are a human-wolf hybrid. Oh God.
Inside you, there are two wolves. You're a human and a wolf at the same time.
You are now at war with Gehenna.
You are Gehenna's golden hound.
Taking a step, I place my feet with shoulder width apart. Both of my hands are apart over my chest. That's not... If you're trying to say that you're like... You got your hands out in a claw shape... That's not over your chest. Over your chest would be your hands tucked in. And you're like fucking... Like making like a chicken dance effectively.
You've turned your hands into T-Rex hands.
Also, my hands are apart over my chest, so they're far apart, but they're also close together to cover your chest. Like, yeah, fucking start flapping in a second. The left hand
This
on the
is the-
bottom and the right hand on the top? Wait, what?
Yeah, okay, that is an actual stance for the opening of a specific kata. I know what she's talking about.
But they're describing it in the worst fucking way possible.
They absolutely are describing it horrible.
What the fuck did you link, you idiot?
That is a light novel.
All right.
It's actually good, I promise.
I'm sure.
And not
Look,
actually
I don't
lewd.
want to know about your
Uh,
weird, horny,
you can
self-insert
say
female
it is.
fantasy sign.
Yeah,
It's
you can
still
keep
a little
saying.
odd.
Yeah.
There's almost no porn in it.
That doesn't make it any less weird, my guy, because the JK is a high school girl. Like, that's part of the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, alright. She's... let me
No, no, JK
Mm.
is shorthand slang for
Yes,
high school
I-
female.
Oh, he's aware, Max. He is very aware.
Making sure.
Hey,
Making sure. Keep
He
in
has
mind,
a
this
whole
is all this
series
is on
about
record.
his self-insert being a man whore in Japan.
let me explain.
Mm.
This is a story about a girl who started off as, yes, a JK, who basically graduates high school, gets run over by a bus, and becomes a sex worker in another world. So at the point of working as a sex worker in another world, she is no longer a JK.
And why?
Because Japanese,
Because
Max.
she
We've talked about this
started off
before.
as a JK.
I
So
know
that's
we've
how she
talked about it,
sees herself.
Sneaky.
It's how she defines herself. Because, and actually,
That's
she
just
didn't.
really sad as a character trait, I'm gonna be honest.
Yes, it is, because it is
It's
her
hard to
defining
articulate
character
it.
trait. She's shown as a very
Her
stupid
defining
person
character trait is sex.
who, yes, she's shown as a stupid
Boy, look,
person
I
who
don't really
cares.
hold with like some of the tests they have out there for literacy for how does a literary work rate talking about women, but I'm gonna go ahead and say this one gets the F.
Okay, look. She grows as a character into a decent, intelligent human being from a horrible, horrible starting point. It is a story about character growth and somebody actually maturing.
Um.
I don't believe you.
I'm sorry.
Characters
Okay.
don't mature in light novels.
They got a Twitter.
No, wait.
I'm trying to figure out if they are male or
If
female.
characters matured in light novels, I wouldn't want to stab Kirito in the teeth.
True.
Oh, that's Kirito. That is a completely different animal. He literally
know,
can't change. They won't let him.
At least, at least SAO progressives working on that.
You know what? That's fair. I really do. That's part of the reason I actually really do like SAO progressive, because it's not that. Kirito, much like Ash, is trapped in hell.
Yeah, so I mean, this is one of those mangakas that doesn't.
Honestly, yeah, all of Kirito's character growth occurs in the first book, which covers the
Yes.
entirety of the SAO arc.
Yeah, I'm trying to find anything about this author, and it's looking a lot like this author is one of those Japanese authors that ghost signs everything.
Which one?
The author of J.K. Haru.
J.K. Haru.
Because, like, I can't even say, like, oh, well, it might be a male or female name, because if they're ghost signing it, then who
If
the
they're
fuck
ghost
knows?
signing it, they know they should be fucking ashamed.
Oh no,
Well,
it's a woman.
not always
I
true.
think it's a
Some
woman.
of them just don't want to be bothered.
Yes, she is anonymous, but she has come out and done a few public things. It's confirmed that she's a woman, but nobody knows who she actually is. She does ghost sign it.
Okay, yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, because,
We're
like,
pretty sure she writes other things.
I was specifically looking it up because I remember another thing that a lot of people threw up a stink about of, like, it was some manga with, like, this girl about giant breasts, and everyone's like, oh my god, this is fucking men, blah, blah, blah. And then the author came out, and, well, the author was a girl with giant breasts.
Oh, that's there's a few, but Sekirei and Uzu.
Yeah, there's quite a number of them, and
Here's the thing, like, I want to ask for a source for that, but not, like, I'm not trying to find, like, because I'm like, oh, wait, that's interesting that happened.
what, Sekirei's author being a female with giant breasts?
Yes,
like, I didn't know that. To be fair, I never bothered finding out because I just assumed this is obviously written by the horniest man alive.
Well, I mean, you think that initially, but see, the thing is that I grew up with Skyrim mods and other Oblivion mods.
Okay, hang on a minute. I got to Sekirei way before I got to Skyrim mods, bro.
Right, but my point more along the line is I grew up with the modding scene, and pretty much the mind behind every major porn mod or every nude female body mod is a woman.
I'm aware.
So when I found out that...
I'm pretty sure the artist for Uzaki is just another dude.
Not artist,
No, it's a woman.
author. There's a difference.
The author.
No, the writer and author are one and the same
okay.
for Uzaki, from my understanding. So you're gonna need to find a source, bro.
You sure? I could have sworn.
There was a cosplayer doing
it's a
Uzaki.
cosplayer. That's who I'm thinking of. Yeah,
And
it's a cosplayer.
That was a whole thing. But like, thanks for saying I have unrealistic body standards, you fucking Western bitch.
Yeah, that's the one.
I think I know what you're talking about. The Dragon Maid one.
Oh, that was another separate one. That was another cosplayer from a separate thing. Oh.
But I mean, like, yeah, like Stellar Blade, like, fucking Bayonetta's another great example. The character creator for Bayonetta was a woman who...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they used a woman for the actual body model.
No, you're thinking of Stellar Blade.
Yeah, I was talking about Stellar Blade.
I was talking about
Now,
Bayonetta.
Bayonetta, they completely
With
made
Bayonetta,
that in 3D.
Bayonetta was great because
The controversy around Bayonetta was funny because a lot of people were pointing out Bayonetta as like, oh, it's this big busty woman in fucking leather, you fucking disgusting men, because like the producer was a man and the CEO was a man and all that shit. And like the producer's like, you guys want to meet the character creator behind Bayonetta? It's this lady. You want to see what the inside of her office looks like? Just a fucking punch of porn of Bayonetta.
Not surprised.
character creator was a tall, lithe woman. Created Bayonetta, a tall, lithe woman with slightly bigger proportions.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And she
Because
just had a
the
bunch
creator
of
of
pictures
Bayonetta-
of Bayonetta everywhere.
The producer was
Remember-
like, I like women. Make women. It's like, okay, you're the boss.
And remember, she's the one who animated those ass shots.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, so I'm just, so it's like, whenever I hear about, like, oh, here's this porn series about this character doing a bunch of sex, I'm like, the author a woman? At this point.
Do you have to ask at this point?
I mean, a little bit. I mean, sometimes
yeah.
it is just a horny guy. But, like, a lot of people make a big deal about how it's always guys, and it's like, a majority of the time it ends up being women. So it's kind of like, I don't know.
I do appreciate, however, that as soon as they revealed...
No, I don't think the author of Redo Healer is a woman. I
think that's just a very bitter man.
No, I thought it was because he was
Not
literally
Shield
just like,
Hero.
I want to see how... I was going to say, I think it's Shield Hero, because I think the redo of Healer was just like, I want to see how bad I can make this.
Redo of Healer was a man.
Okay, that's what I thought, yeah.
They came out, they used a furry mask, but it is confirmed they are men.
Wasn't he wearing a chicken
listen.
hat?
If
He had a fox
if I
mask
catch
on.
listen, if
Hmm.
you're out there
Fox
wearing a
mask.
furry mask, you're just a shitty Yoko Taro.
I mean, to be fair,
Truth.
it's hard not to be a shitty Yoko Taro. I mean, like, you can't ever really truly get on the same level as Yoko Taro.
That man's power level is beyond all of our understanding.
I
don't know
like the
about
time-
understanding,
I
but
still like the time his fucking helmet broke, and so he just wore a fucking motorcycle helmet instead.
The time he told his audience, hey, I'm getting tired of having to catalog this. Could you just link me all the 2D porn?
Hey, to be fair, that is one of the best Twitters.
I did love the one article I found where it came out where like the whole live screen chat thing. Yoko Charge had a 3D model of Kermit. That was his thing. He was just Kermit gesturing and shit. In a video.
Yeah. Well, like I said, it's like a crapshoot, but at the same time, it's like a lot of these people are turning up not who you think they are. Anyway, so this person goes on to do a giant wall of text about how they're going through this kung fu kata, while also explaining it horribly, but also talking about how they're kicking the shit out of children.
Well, I mean, everyone should detail how they're kicking the shit out of children.
Oh, by the way, it is confirmed, girl.
So child beater.
It is female. So this is the young Zabuza Momoichi, I thought, looking at young Zabuza Momoichi in front of me. And it's Kisame. Oh god, she's a fucking, oh.
Do I want to know? No, not really.
She's an adult, and all of her favorite characters that she thinks are super hot are all children.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Alright.
You know where it's going.
I like it took us 9 years to get to the point where they just came out and were like, I want to fuck children. Took us 9 years to get there, but the author still came out with it.
Well, it's okay because they won't be children by the time she fucks them.
Also, I mean, I think we've talked
Listen,
about
it wasn't
the
cool when
redo
people had that
author
website
before.
for the Olsen twins, and it's not cool now.
The jailbait wait.
Yeah, that was. Oh boy, talk about
Yeah.
something that
It
was
was so
fucky,
weird.
bro.
Yeah, that was some fucky shit.
When a girl is reborn into New World, she is forced to watch as everything she loved burned to ground and taken from her. With only remnants of her family left and newly awakened memories of past life, she must become something greater. But no matter the life past finds you, self-insert OC, I will post once a month for the best chapters. Updated
What are the-
17 minutes ago. Let's see, how bad is it compared to... I knew there was a reason I loved you, lady wife. Okay. Okay, so it doesn't look like they really improved over the 9 years they've been writing this story.
Unsurprising.
You expected improvement?
No.
Because that would be unreasonable.
It would be, apparently. I read the previous version of this story, and I loved it. What do you mean, previous version? What do you mean,
It's
previous
evil.
version?
No.
What do you mean, previous version? This
It's
is
a
the
V2!
V2? The V2 started back in 2015?
No.
Oh, God. I hope
That's
I'll
crazy.
come to love this version just as much. I've already noticed some changes. Like Kakashi now being a romantic prospect instead of a distant cousin.
Oh no.
Oh, I'm not touching that.
Instead of. I've tried.
Edition 2.
I've tried reading this story before, but it seems there is still need of editing. I had issues with repeated chapters. I don't know if there was any sort of strange lack of continuity going on here. E.g., her clan got slaughtered, and then suddenly she is running with her clan in Kiri. I love the concept and the way the story is developed, but it's way too inconsistent for me to read this. Oh. That's for Chapter 10 in 2018. Yeah, it was a V2. Oh no.
Oh.
They deleted everything and rewrote it from scratch in 2019. They got all the way up to Chapter 30 in 2018. Wait, so the V2's been running for 5 years now, and you still haven't reached the same point you restarted at?
Apparently not.
Messiah, take from this mortal the ability to understand the written word.
Please, actually.
Oh, Grand Omnissiah, I beg of you, remove this man's balls.
Sometimes the past can always find you. This makes no sense. True. I should not have to listen to the opinion of people I can throw with one arm. True.
So then, I wonder how many
Children.
people's opinions here I don't have to listen to.
No one.
Cool.
Maybe Tension. He's like small enough. That's how they got him over the fence.
Sure they didn't use a trebuchet?
Well, I definitely won't. I definitely still have to listen to your opinion sometimes, but I definitely can't throw you.
You fucking can't throw me. Anyone who says
know what?
they're half
No, you know what?
inch isn't.
You know what? I want to see Nose go full guts to
Yeah.
throw Sneaky.
Yeah. I don't think it's gonna work.
I'm gonna be real. I could probably bench Sneaky. I'm definitely not throwing that fucker.
Probably can bench me, yeah. Yeah.
No, you could probably throw him if you did it right.
Well, if I did it right, but I'm not. It's a human being.
And
He's gonna be trying to fucking kick me in the teeth when I'm trying to throw.
Well, I
As
don't
he
even
should
know.
be.
I don't even need to do that. I can just go fucking dead weight on you and triple my weight.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm grabbing him by the tail and throwing him into bombs, dude.
That's a very specific example.
What? Okay.
I didn't want to read this fix for a while after I realized Kisame didn't join them, but I couldn't help but wonder what happened next, and I say I glad I continued reading. Despite some spelling mishap, your overall plot dialogue more up make for it. Please continue good work. Okay.
Author or reviewer, those that live in glass houses ought not to cast stones.
Fucking minor stroke there.
casting stones hard.
For whom the bell tolls, Sasuke could feel his heart lurch out of his chest at the sight of Naruto's penor.
I'm sorry, the what?
His penor.
Excuse you?
Sasuke fucks Naruto. Female author.
Female author.
Female author.
Yeah, well, has written 15 stories for Outsiders, Naruto, and Twilight.
You know what?
yes.
I should see if I can get some VTubers some VTubers, pay them to just say female author and just give that to Sneaky as a birthday present.
You
for the
should. I'll get a whole
soundboard.
fucking soundboard.
Get Gira to say it.
Get fucking Pippa to say it. She'll go along with it.
No, listen. We need to
Finally.
get. Listen, we need to get Lumi. We need to get Lily.
Look,
I don't know if anybody Lumi to say it.
none of the Hollow Live girls are probably going to say it. They don't really do that whole reading thing.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know about that. I feel like Ami probably reads some weird shit.
Who?
I'm sure Ame reads
Ame.
weird
Oh,
shit,
I
but-
thought you said fucking Omni. I'm like, who the fuck is Omni?
He said Ami.
Didn't you know Omni-Man is a VTuber?
Oh, okay.
Ah, yes.
Doesn't Bay read fanfiction?
Yeah,
Or is
Bay
it-
read a
it's not?
Naruto times Sasuke Yaoi fanfic because she wrote one.
I mean, we know fucking Shiori reads them constantly.
Yeah.
Reads. I'm pretty sure Shiori is spamming them out.
Makes it.
Yeah, she probably right.
She writes some, yeah.
So get her to say female author.
She is a female.
But like I
She's
said,
the problem.
I think
She's the
Pippa is
problem.
possibly like Pippa and some of the smaller ones are pretty much the only people you're gonna actually get to properly say female author, because I'm fairly certain pretty much all of the Hollow Live girls will see the word the fucking chat, whether it's just female author or please say the words female author. They're gonna look at it and be like, I'm not reading that out loud.
I don't know what the fuck's going on here, and I'm not getting involved.
Yeah, it's this is gonna clearly be for a clip. I'm not reading that out loud. Pippa will do it because it's gonna get clipped.
Watch if there's already something out there and she just links it instead, and she's just like, "You fool! I have at least 12
But
steps
yeah,
ahead
you
of
can
you."
also tell this is female author because K drama, J drama, C drama. It's a lot of fucking.
I'm sorry, what?
They have a list of favorite shows, and it's all of these different drama shows.
Korean,
Fruits
Japanese,
Basket.
and Chinese.
Over the Garden Wall,
I
Coffee
saw
Prince,
Fruba, it
Stay
was
with
not
Me.
great.
Hmm?
I saw Furuba and it was not great.
Yeah. Yeah, and
Not
then all of
bad,
their
but not great.
pairings are gay pairings. Like Thor times
course.
Loki, Snape times Sirius. I don't know who any of these characters are, but they're probably gay. Geto times Gojo, Sasu times Naruto, Itachi times Itachi. I really love Itachi.
Itachi times himself. Okay.
Yeah,
You
'cause
know what?
Itachi's that
I can
great.
see Itachi being vain enough to only bang himself.
He looks in the mirror for it.
Romance angst, gay fic, romance angst, gay fic, romance angst, gay fic, double gay romance angst fic, romance angst, gay fic, romance angst, gay fic, romance angst, gay fic.
Double gay. Are we reaching new levels of gay?
Yeah, it's
He's reaching
Sasuke
the
times
Elder
Naruto
Scrolls.
and Gaara times Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dead.
Angst, gay fic.
What did he mean by this?
Romance angst, gay fic, romance angst, gay fic, romance angst, gay fic, featuring Itachi, Sasuke, and Naruto. Romance
Oh, that
angst,
is
gay fic.
author. Come on.
Itachi learned Kage Bushin for one reason.
I'm not in. I don't want that question answered. I don't want to know what the reason is.
No, hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Everybody laughed at the fact that Raphael had an incubus to fuck himself, and sometimes when he was daring, he made it into the female version of himself.
Okay.
Wow, you just said a whole bunch of words, and I don't want to know the word. No.
Raphael.
No. Mm-mm.
Baldur's Gate 3.
Baldur's
Okay.
Gate
Oh,
3.
that one. Also, that.
When the soul speaks. What the I just got fucking flashbanged. Okay. By female author. Disclaimer. AU not canon. This story contains child abuse, child neglect, child abuse, violence, torture, assault, and then there's sex at the end. Please see the inside of my story for more details about the sex. Summary.
No!
She just wants to keep her head down and do her job. He was lonely, desperate for affection. He was frozen in place after his loss. Featuring baby Naruto, Minato times Sakura love triangle. Female author. Female author. Female author.
Author, you've said many words.
I'm about
I'd
to
like you to
inflict
face
more
the wall.
damage. I'm about to inflict more damage on you all.
Oh no.
No.
42 chapters. 485,000 words. Thank you, Nose.
That wasn't even me.
Oh.
You have my fucking. That was someone else. But that's basically what that's my reaction. My live nose reaction.
I'm just going. No context. I'm going to copy and paste this into Shitrex.
Oh god. Oh, enough.
And also this.
I need bleach. I need bleach and someone call the FBI
Yes.
or something. I don't know who.
Neither can help you here.
This is a war crime, and I feel violated.
Yes.
Unfortunately for you, they never signed the Geneva Convention. I'm just gonna post that here. I actually know that Family Guy episode. Jesus Christ.
Do you feel regret for what you've done?
No. Please? Oh, they have 11 stories. Oh no. Okay. AU non-canon. There she was, stuffed into the side of a diner booth, in a puffy wedding dress like a depressed cloud as she shoveled ground meat wrapped in a bun. Wrapped in a bun? A burger?
Burger.
Who the fuck says wrapped in a bun? Like, that's like beef Wellington, not like... What the fuck? He could not stand idly by and watch it continue to unfold. He needed pickles.
What the shit is happening?
I'm having a stroke.
I hope you are, because otherwise the author is.
Okay. Next story from this author. They both had made their choices officially over 14 years ago. She made her choice when she was a young girl who did not know what love meant. He made his choice when he was 19, and it became clear she would not waver. That's a very disturbing setup. I'm going to be honest with you. That's a very disturbing way to set up this story. She made a choice when she was a child, and he made a choice when he was an adult, and she wouldn't waver. Okay.
Good night, everybody.
I was just say, author, that sounds like the start of a murder.
It's awful.
It's all right.
I think we could stop here. It's 9:08.
They both had to live with their choices.
Oh boy.
Nope, we could speak. We stop.
One moment. I am loading. I am loading the gun.
Okay, so here we have another story by this author. We have Kunoichi's Burden, Village First. Another Sakura times Minato story.
Of course.
She was dying. She should have died. She was supposed to die, but the gods had other plans. Sakura is thrown into the past where a dangerously attractive blonde and a loudmouthed redhead have taken it upon themselves to make her life more difficult. If Naruto's parents didn't get together, she would be in a lot of trouble, so instead she fucks Minato herself. A time travel fic.
Wow.
40 chapters, 375,000 words. 2,000 favorites.
There.
2,000
Make
favorites.
choice copying.
First published in August of 2013. Completed September 2023.
That's nice.
Imagine reading a Sakura times Minato time travel fic at the rate of 3 chapters a year for 10 years. That's... Who's worse, Sasuke shippers or Gojo shippers? Sasuke shippers. I've never heard of
Sasuke
Gojo.
shippers.
I think the
some
Gojo shippers are
sarcasm.
usually shit posting, to be honest.
See, the thing
They feel
is...
like jokes every time I see that.
Sure, but like the thing is, like, I have never heard someone openly tell me about Gojo and who they should fuck.
Because he's a nobody character half the time.
Right, but that's my point, right? I have been on servers where someone wanted to intensely discuss where Sasuke's dick should go.
As well as why it should go there. You were very unlucky.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I will say, by sheer fact of inconvenience to my eyes, Sasuke shippers are worse. Naruto travels back in time and prevents the birth of Sasuke by sleeping with Makoto Uchiha.
I fucked your mom.
Oh boy.
I hate
That,
you so much. I fucked your mom.
Oh God.
What?
She wrote a sequel.
Oh
Sequel
no.
to Kunoichi's Burden Village First. She was happy. They were happy. So much was different. There was so much she did not recognize. She was heavily invested. She had more to lose. So much was different. But would it stay that way? It felt like happier, they were quicker, everything around them started to fall apart.
I see.
A drama romance story of 61 chapters and 637,000 words. Now,
Jesus.
noticeably,
Oh.
only 64 favorites compared to the 2,000 favorites the previous book in this series had. A slight decrease in popularity.
A small decrease.
Yes.
Minute.
Yeah, wow, so they really like Sakura fucking Minato. That's a
What?
it's an interesting take.
Well, at least it's not fangirling over Sasuke.
This is true.
Not suitable for children. Uh-huh. Oh god. Oh god, is this whole fucking AU... No, okay, no. Okay. So this is their newest Minato times Sakura story, where it has the love triangle between Naruto, Minato, and Sakura.
Excuse you?
Yeah. Hi there. This is another Minato Sakura story. This will be a long one with 40 plus chapters and epilogue. Because I can't be concise about these things to save my life, and I'm very excited to share this with you. This story will take place in an AU where ninja don't exist.
So why does the setting exist?
Because samurai do.
Because coffee shop AU.
This story will not be historically accurate, but I am going to be basing it on, air quotes, feudal Japan.
I was gonna
Air
say,
quotes, feudal
wait a
Japan,
minute.
huh?
So you're using samurai, let them cook for 2 seconds,
why
and
are
then
you,
you
why are
step
you
back.
getting rid of ninjas if you're basing it on a time period where ninjas, were mythical?
Why not just make it samurai, but
existed.
also ninja?
Because
They existed in the same time period, you stupid fuck.
that would be well, Max, you see
Phil, they're on to us, run!
He blue screened.
Can
Anyway.
I get a motherfucking...
the characters are all over the place in terms of age.
Other.
Okay. There will be Minato times Kushina moments, but I won't bash Kushina, but I will make Minato dump Kushina for Sakura. I would like to stress that. Be prepared for complications.
Author is retarded.
There is some world building since it does not take place in the manga. This will be a very slow burn story, as Minato won't even enter the story until chapter 6. This is a Sakura-centric story. It will explore her journey in this AU world with her darker backstory, but I swear it's very important to her character.
I assure you, dear readers, this backstory that is very, 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 very dark is completely necessary to this story. Does it help the story in any way? No.
Let me guess. It involves probably the big R.
Yes.
Probably. Another female author writing a Kakashi times self-insert OC story. Kakashi's reputation and body count grew. You know what would actually be funny? If there was a moment where it's like, so what's your body count? Oh, 92. You fucked 92 people? Oh, no, sorry, that's 119.
What's your body count?
What did you
84?
What did you answer for body count then?
No, okay, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Anko, don't ask questions you know the answer to.
Oh,
Would you like to find?
I did like that one fucking meme of the guy going around asking random people what their body count was, and this dude's like, oh, like 15 or so. He's like, wow, you've had that much sex with that many different people? He's like, sex?
Wait
And the
a minute.
fucking YouTuber's
Oh.
just like, frozen,
Yeah.
like,
I mean, he's
YouTuber.
very,
Oh no!
I'm in
probably said that
danger.
definitely do.
The count might be about to go up.
And then the fucking mafia guy's like thinking about it, and you can see the moment his face realizes that his brain just had him say how many people he's killed to a YouTuber who's streaming.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
This
That
is when
one
you
might not
laugh
have aged
off.
so well.
Laugh it off and walk away. Pretend it didn't
Yugi boy,
happen.
I don't think this one's going to age well.
Yugi boy, I need you to duel me. Not for any other reasons, but the taxman is after me, and I need to put this on my expenses.
Naruto, a Minato Namikaze self-insert. Plus, wait, transmigrated into a Minato Namikaze with the bonus of Pika Pika no Mi plus special body from One Piece with chakra. I have a Patreon
Huh?
under Raccoon League. Okay,
I feel
Raccoon
like I've been
League.
flashbanged.
Mr. Raccoon League, let me know how much money do you make, Mr. Raccoon League? What? There's a lot of people into porn with the name of Raccoon.
I blame Snuffy.
I blame Snuffy.
Raccoon Con creating humanization pony porn.
Ah.
12C Raccoon creating not safe for work furry porn.
Safe for work. It's porn.
Don't worry about it.
It's furry.
Alright, so I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Raccoon League no longer has a Patreon.
What gave you that impression?
Wow, these are some really riveting stories, guys. I can't believe that no one would pay him money for them.
Really?
Game
No
of
one.
Thrones, The
Oh.
Dragonborn. 12 years in Skyrim, but 8 years passed in Westeros. Jon Snow returns as the Dragonborn and seeks revenge against everyone, including the Starks. 4 favorites. 25,000 words, 12 chapters. Then there's the Naruto Minato self-insert, which is 31 chapters and 50k words. 162 favorites. One Piece, I am a different Luffy. I am Luffy in first episode of The Work Wishes OP. I always wondered how Luffy's adventure would be with most powerful serious character, so I create this story. Yamato Shirahoshi Kuina Lami from beginning with Luffy. This Luffy with Moa Monomi, Econ no Mi, Chaos Ifrit mode.
I feel like
You
most people that do this don't
words.
actually read it and then just like hear about it in
Well, see,
snippets.
what I'm really confused about One Piece is like, isn't Luffy like super fucking broken now?
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah,
he is.
yes.
He has gone through a fuck ton, and now he's actually really strong. Well, he was always really strong, but now he's like
Yeah.
able to
And
handle most
the
shit.
the reveal of what his fruit actually was, it's a big enough
No,
problem.
anyway,
The world government's
in
like,
dinner.
we have to erase an entire island even harder than anything we've done before now.
they've pulled out the "we need to remove an island" button just because of what he's been doing.
All right, yeah, I mean,
No,
it's
not
just-
what he's been
Because
doing.
the
what he's
the
become.
world government has stopped giving a shit what people think about it. Apparently,
It's not what he's been doing, it's what he's become that's the problem.
yeah.
And
so
what
point
he's
being is,
become will do things they don't want.
like, I can sort of see people being like Naruto with bloodlines, so now he's even stronger. It's like, okay, fine, whatever. But it's like Luffy's initial power up was,
Luffy
Cracked.
was already pretty strong.
yeah, it's like kind of cracked from the start. So I don't know why giving him other powers would somehow make the story like better in terms of Luffy's stronger now.
Because these people don't actually read the story; they just want to wank off about power level.
I mean, 100%, yeah, true.
These aren't One Piece fans. These are Dragon Ball fans who forgot what the point of Dragon Ball was.
160
Yes.
chapters, 385,000 words, 157 favorites. Imagine writing 160 chapters and having less favorites than chapters.
Oof.
Don Machi Infinite Mana System. Lucius, a man from Earth who died in his 20s, finds himself transported to Don Machi. It all begins when he encounters divine being that grants him peculiar system. Now Lucius has the ability to purchase spells and the extraordinary skill to not spend mana to cast them. Riveting
You can
story.
just cast spells for free.
Yeah.
Get fucked.
Absolutely no cost to any spell at all whatsoever. Yep.
Yeah, there's no way that's gonna be,
Contessa
Not broken.
sends Taylor to One Piece at the end of Worm. She dies.
You think?
Easily. I mean, like first off, so even under the premise of she keeps her power, what fucking insects does she use? How does she feed them?
Crabs.
Crabs are, in the ocean. They can't swim. They crawl on the ground. She doesn't have that range.
How deep are the oceans there?
They're oceans.
They're oceans?
Yeah.
Remember, I've never read One Piece, so I don't know what the world's
Yeah,
actually like
they're-
other than...
No,
they're
it is
scattered islands.
95% ocean.
Yeah, it's not like everything's a
It-
fucking giant sandbar. It's like, no,
Yeah.
they're like oceans.
Okay.
It's like, what if One Piece was a manga instead? One Piece. Fucking
Bro?
Wind Waker.
Bro?
I'm gonna go to bed. After this. I've had a very long day. I meant Wind Waker. I meant Wind Waker. I meant Wind Waker. I meant Wind Waker. Shut up.
Okay.
It's like
Okay,
if
makes
One
sense.
Piece was a manga.
I
Mm.
that. You want to know the worst part is? I've actually heard someone say that unironically.
I wish One
Oof.
Piece was a manga. I can
I've
believe it.
actually I've heard
I
that.
wish
I'm like,
One Piece was a manga. Well, funny thing about that.
I literally just this wasn't okay. So this was in college, and this was not at Champlain. This was at the other college, which was much more normie. In this Discord's terms, fucking literally walked in to a bunch of people just like watching anime because that sometimes happened, and I was like, oh, neat. And they're watching One Piece. I'm like, yeah, cool. I'm just like walking over, sit down, watch a bit, and he's like, hey man, you also watch this? I'm like, not really. I don't really have a lot of time
Holy
for it. He's
shit.
like, Yeah, I know what you mean. I kind of wish this was a manga so I could like read it in my own time. And I'm actually looking at him like, what? He's like, yeah, I wish this was a manga. You know, like Naruto. I'm like,
Bruh.
Bruh.
I was like, you know that it is a manga, right? I mean, he's like, all right, you know where it is? And I just showed him on my phone where I was looking. He's like, oh, cool.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, so guys, it finally happened.
Oh no.
Nagatoro
Yeah.
has finally been told that the person she's been bullying the whole time loves her and he wants to go out with her.
It happened.
Okay.
It's peak cinema.
144 chapters.
It's peak cinema. It finally happened.
It happened.
And how did she react? Bully him more?
No.
Well, no, not quite. She reacted like this. Let me link this. See if it would link. Please link. There we go.
That is
Oh, that's actually
face.
cute.
That's a face.
That's actually cute. Yeah, I could see that happening.
Bully fans in shambles.
Indeed.
This
As
is
they
what
should.
happens when you confess to the tsundere.
Indeed. I can't stop laughing at that fucking story. The story is quite literally called like the story about the tsundere girl who gets a little bit less soon every day.
It- well, as long as her dairy grows. Her dairy grows.
Yeah, haha, wow. Riveting. Okay, Roshi, it's time for your bed. My face when someone was like, "It's what finally happened in Nagatoro," and I was tempted to post the Ding Dong the Witch is Dead clip. Man, yeah, some people fucking hated her. Now, to be fair,
No, I
I
think
wouldn't
she
have
was
taken that
great.
shit, but, you know, that's me.
No.
Sacrificed to the banished prince by great ideas but bad writing. Okay, author. Okay. Fine. Let's go.
Uh-oh. What did the author say?
Great ideas but bad writing says that this story of his is a great idea written poorly.
Oh no.
Very well. Let us see. Baron Haruno received an order to send his daughter to marry the Uchiha prince, who's said to have murdered many of his previous fiancées. Sakura, being the least favorite of his 4 children, is chosen to die for her family. When
Yeah,
she shows up
Did you
at
even-
Prince Uchiha's manor, her life is spared. Are the rumors false, or is it something else entirely? A romance AU fantasy story featuring Sakura times Sasuke.
What the
Oh?
fuck, man? You're just jumping straight to that trope, huh?
I'm sorry, did you say she's one of his children?
She's one. No. Sakura, being the least favorite of his 4 children, is sent to die to Sasuke.
Oh.
Yeah. That's a picture. Okay, so synopsis is author note. Okay. Okay, so this is the synopsis of his story idea. Uchiha Sasuke is second heir of coveted throne of Konoha. Though no one knows what he looked like or has seen him on royal estate, there are many rumors about him through the kingdom, and none of them are positive. So no one's ever seen him. Okay. Some
Many such
people
cases.
say he is a stuck-up rich boy who refuses to interact with the public. Others say he is a ugly, bitter man who will never surpass his siblings. Everyone agrees that no one wants to meet him because the last women sent to him are missing and presumed dead. Haruno Sakura in this story is the illegitimate eldest daughter of Baron Haruno. Her mother, who worked as a prostitute, died when she was very young. Since her family views her as expendable, they have no qualms about sending her to die in her little sister's place. As someone who has been mistreated for more than a decade, Sakura doesn't argue and does as she's instructed with a closed mouth and lowered gaze. In her eyes, at least she won't have to deal with her family anymore. After arriving at the prince's manor, Sakura expected to be killed immediately or abused until he didn't find her body useful anymore.
Jesus fuck.
Jesus Christ.
Those are
Okay.
some words.
Neither of those things happen, however. No, the dark and mysterious man doesn't even greet her. She doesn't get to see him, but is led to a fancy room all to herself, and she's even assigned a personal maid. Sakura struggles to sleep even after a few days because there's an odd feeling.
Yeah.
An odd feeling.
Because she has an odd feeling that awakens her at midnight every night that makes her body yearn to leave the bedroom to go to the third floor where the prince is, even though she is strictly forbidden from doing so.
Hmm.
Not only that, when she does get to sleep, she is plagued with dreams that feel too real, but why can't she remember them all when she wakes up? And all she recalls is a crying young boy with dark hair being led away.
I'm sorry, I'm allergic to
Sounds
bullshit.
dumb.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave a review.
I think we're done for the night after that one.
I wouldn't
Agree.
worry about your writing, as there is not a single way you could have structured this idea to ever make it good. Post review.
Idea was shit.
Yes. And then a bunch of people who are women in the review section are talking about how dreamy and romantic Sasuke stalking Sakura in her dreams is. Of course.
Woman moment.
As my account name states, I have lots of great story ideas, but I'm not good at writing them. I say who cares, because writing is a creative outlet. That's fair.
Healthy.
I will do it even if nothing I post ever becomes popular. If you enjoy one of my stories, please let me know about, because my self-esteem is awful and compliments make me smile. But be honest. Don't worry, I was. I primarily post I primarily post Naruto fanfiction and do post crack pairings, but Sasuke times Sakura is my one true pairing. I am really big into K-pop, dogs, cats, music, and memes.
A white woman.
Yeah. I also post to Wattpad and AO3. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
No.
Thank you for visiting my page. I hope I didn't make you cringe too much. No, don't worry. You didn't make me cringe at all, actually. you're not bad at writing, author. You just don't come up with good ideas. As far as I can tell, your grammar and your spelling was fine. Your grammar was acceptable, mostly. Your ideas are just really bad.
Well, I mean, she got the woman vote, so couldn't have been that bad.
Yes, but I mean,
Overall bad, yes. Targeted at women.
if
She's
you're
tuned in.
in a watermelon painting contest and you paint a pumpkin instead, it doesn't really
Yeah.
matter how good the pumpkin is. It's not a watermelon.
True. She's painting pumpkins for people who like pumpkins.
Right, but I'm saying don't
She's
enter the
entering them
watermelon.
in the watermelon contest.
Right, she's entering the watermelon contest, but she's painting pumpkins for pumpkin lovers, and it's like, well, why don't you just post that in not the watermelon contest? You know.
Because she wants more attention. And
Yeah,
validation.
that is the thing. It's she comes out and says that I'm not posting it to get popular, but then proceeds to post in the Naruto section with a bunch of fan fiction that you can't even call Naruto fan fiction because you're literally only using the names and the physical characteristics of the people involved. Like, their other story, Sasuke times Sakura worth the risk, which...
Those
Ooh.
are certainly words you could use to describe him. Risk.
Should I run? If you do, I will chase you. Sakura moves to Oto to escape her abusive ex-boyfriend and make a fresh start. Certain events lead to her pissing off a gorgeous but dangerous dark-haired man. Did she leave the lion's den to land in another? Author's note, please read, I want your feedback. This is a college mafia AU.
Let me guess, Naruto is the abusive ex.
Probably.
Probably.
Or Kakashi.
Yeah.
One of the two.
One of the two. It's a romance drama featuring Sakura times Sasuke. Yeah, this is a no powers college mafia AU.
Yeah, that's garbage, but the
Again-
general theme there is something women would love.
Oh, I know, but again, like I'm saying, you're entering the watermelon contest drawing pumpkins. And
That's the way to put it, I suppose.
yeah, it is. You know, it's like you can fucking draw the best pumpkin ever. Doesn't mean it makes a good watermelon. It doesn't mean I'm gonna sit here and be like, oh, yeah, well, I mean, you did draw a really good pumpkin, so I guess I'll accept it. No, you were in the fucking watermelon contest.
Yeah, but don't you know it's unfair to judge her by standards like being able to draw watermelons?
No, I mean, she's got Wattpad and AO3. She can just post her original shit there and talk about her fantasies of the murderous, dark-haired men that could kill her at any moment that she gets a thrill out of dating. I mean, you know...
come on now. We both know she needs to attach it to Naruto so she can get more likes, because original shit just doesn't get that much attention by comparison.
Yeah, I can't imagine why.
Because it's garbage. It's just generic garbage.
The original fiction version of FFnet also exists. This is true. Yeah, true. Exactly. Yeah, it's called what's it called?
Fiction Press.
Fiction Press, yeah, Fiction Press, yeah.
And it's shit.
It's filled with dog shit. Yeah, it's absolutely filled with dog shit. That's just the thing, you know. It's just like,
Worse, if you want to publish something for money, you can't put your shit on there.
oh, of course not. No, you gotta put it on Royal Road and stuff.
Yeah, they are absolutely allergic to any kind of commissions, selling your things for money, anything like that.
Which,
Perish the thought.
to be fair, yeah, you know, this comes into play of the Fiction Press, the overarching umbrella, to protect themselves from lawsuits. They kind of do that, where they're just like, look, you can't have any sort of advertising here. This is a free, non-profit website. You can't do shit here. And, you know, that's how they want to handle it. And, you know, Xenoforms handle it a different way. Royal Road handles it a different way. You know, there's other websites, they handle it a different way. That's how Fiction Press and their umbrella handles it. Unfortunately, people have gotten multiple thousands of dollars per month on Patreon for writing this sort of dog shit, just catering to horny guys instead of girls. Oh, I know. Fucking Jordino is a great example of this. Dude makes like fucking $9K a month.
Jesus.
Barely posts anything these days, too. She'll make $9K a month. Oh, sure, Chanel. The difference is, I can read a male-targeted power fantasy and not have my spine shiver and have the itching urge to call the police.
I mean, if you're having
Usually.
an urge to call the
Yeah.
police from that, I don't know what to tell you, gamer.
No, because it's like the normal average guy, fucking horny guy fulfillment story is like, I'm gonna be here and I'm gonna be like ripped with muscles and like all the women want my dick and I'm gonna have lots of money and power.
I'm also
And
going to have
shit
slaves.
ass. I might have slaves, but
Might,
I'm
not
gonna keep
always
it
slaves.
ass.
Yeah, you know, or maybe I just go free all the slaves and then all the slaves want to suck my dick because I'm such a nice guy.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
it's the male power fantasy is very generic and, you know, I'll say this now, very safe overall. It's, I want to be the hero or the villain, and I just want to have lots of power and things and women, and people listen to
And I
me.
want a woman to love me,
Yeah.
or multiple women to fuck, either or.
And yes, occasionally you do have the perfect Lionheart sort of people out there that are like, I want to rape so many women. It's like, okay, buddy, I'm going to need you to stand where
Wait,
you are. I'm
what?
calling the cops.
Whoa, hold on. I don't know what you're talking about there. I've never heard him say anything like that.
Perfect Lionheart?
Yeah, I've never heard him talk about raping anybody.
Well, that's because he phrases it differently.
Which story?
You see, all the women consent in the end.
No, in the beginning.
Yeah, but by the end they consent.
No, alright, give me an example of a story where this happens.
Pretty sure it's Harry Potter story.
It's been a minute since I've read that one.
Yeah, it's been a really long time for me too. Anyway, I was just using him as a arbitrary example. Women-centered stories tend to be like, oh, there's this really hot, dangerous murderer that I want to fuck, and he's also a child and a dog. And it's like, I'm gonna need you to stop like 4 sentences ago.
I need you to stop. Oh, what do you need me to stop? Breathing.
Alright, but Sneaky, you're forgetting. There's that guy, and then there's the other hot, dangerous guy who might kill me, or rape me, or eat me.
And they're
who's
gonna
also a cat. and they're gonna fight over each other over me.
Yeah. They're gonna fight over each other, then one of them's gonna fall madly in love with my unborn child.
Or they might decide to share me with each other.
Yeah, you're right, exactly. It's like the fucking like that's what I'm saying. Like the male power fantasy stories are like they're very tame, generally. They're very safe, generally. Average female story is just like, so I signed a contract to have sex with a man for $1.5 million, and the worst part about it all is that I'll have to take care of his kids for a year. It's just like,
oh, well, that's just awful.
yeah, it's like, what the fuck? You know, it's like, and some of the shit they fucking come up with where you're just sitting there just absolutely fucking mind blown. And this is the sort of stuff that's popular, and it's like, you're really gonna come over here and say that our shit's bad? Like, it's one thing to not be to your taste. I get that. And obviously, female-targeted stories aren't to my taste. But there is a line where it goes from not my taste to, hello, police, I'm now extremely uncomfortable and they won't stop talking.
Female author.
Don't look at them, my countrymen, look into my eyes. The lust of elves is temporary, the fate of your soul is an eternal concern. Yes,
Move
exactly. You have an urge to call the police from a leftist dream world instead, the therapy force. Reverse gender Twilight is the precursor to the type of story Chainsaw Man is. True.
Literally what? Wait, no, hang on.
No, he's not wrong.
No, he's not wrong. I get it now. It took me a minute, but I get it.
Hi, I am a writer based out of the United States. My dream is to be novelist. I primarily write Naruto fanfiction. My works are also posted to Wattpad, AO3, and Webnovel, and Pinterest. Any art used in my stories is mine. Feel free to use it though, because I can only take credit for editing the AI art. But it's theirs. But it's their art.
Oh. That is not how AI works, author.
No.
You created it, it's yours.
Constructive feedback is welcome. As for interests not related to fan fiction, I'm a massive anime fan. My first ever show, I don't count Pokemon, is Fruits Basket. I'm also a massive K-pop fan. And what do they write? Let's see, Sakura times Sasuke, a faceless desire. A drama romance story. Featuring a no powers AU where Sakura is Sasuke's new personal assistant and takes the personal a little bit farther than she thinks.
Ah.
She has to assist him with his dick.
Yes, because that is also one of the prime female fantasies is the boss is hot and he wants to have sex with me.
Yeah.
Now, to be fair, one of the prime male fantasy is I'm the boss and I want to have sex with my hot secretary.
This is very true. It does go both ways on that one.
Or I'm a lowly gopher.
What
and my
is
boss
this fucking pairing?
I want to have sex with her.
What the absolute fuck is this pair? Hinata times Hidan.
What? Oh. No.
What?
I mean, at least it's not Raikage, but that is pretty bad.
Sasori times Deidara. Bro, Bro, one of them's made of wood!
And one of them's made of clay. You know, spicy
That didn't
clay.
stop
but
Enkidu. That didn't
clay.
stop Gilgamesh and Enkidu.
Oh no, hold
AU!
on.
AU, no powers, gang AU. Good, like, this is the shit they come up with. It's like hundreds of thousands of words devoted to this stuff. And it's all just fucking flesh puppet.
Yep.
You know, this happens every goddamn week. We encounter this where I just get absolutely blown away by the lengths women will go to write themselves into a story. Oh, wow.
There are some horny motherfuckers out there.
Goddamn. Like, Christ, at least the guys just say it's a self-insert.
Yeah, right. Unfortunately, the ones where the woman actually is shameless enough to say yes, it's a self-insert, tend to also be the worst. I
Very
don't
true.
mean worst written. I mean they go the furthest on the degeneracy scale.
Big true.
Most in need of the Flammenwerfer.
Indeed. I'm horny enough to draw it. Well, good for you, racist Mexican.
Okay.
Yeah, they say men are horny. Yeah, well, you know, the secondary power of women right next to being horny is projecting, so.
The tertiary is not accepting responsibility.
Yes. Well, anyway, with
Accepting
that,
responsibility, excuse me.
we will close out the night. I think I am
Good
more
night,
than
everybody.
made up for my absence last week. We will be rejoining on Friday because there is always more. And it always gets worse.